We're here. And we're live. Okay. Saturday, 11 o'clock at night. Why not? Why not share to Twitter? Tweet. Tweedly, 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 tweedly. That's a song, right? Yeah, it's a song. Still have some of this left. Oh, just much left me. Still some left. Why not? Fictional girl power. First one here. First one to comment. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Psychotic Savage. Clown emoji 123. Interesting. I don't think I've seen you before in the comments. Welcome. If you have, apologies. I don't remember everybody, unfortunately. There's times there's a lot of people I just can't remember. If people have been there or not, I have no idea. What's up, Renee? Welcome back. How's your day? My day was overall fine. Had to work this morning. Only for a little bit. We decided on cake for the wedding. That's obviously next month. And went out and did some shopping and went out to a nice dinner at Red Lobster. Had lobster tail, crab legs, all that good stuff. It was a overall solid day. Used to be Carnage. Cool. What's up, Maxwell? What's up? How are you doing? I'm excited for the Flash movie where the Flash start in the main universe, the Snyderverse, or to go back in time to travel to East Earth and Multiverse. I don't know what the plan is for the Flash movie. We'll have to wait and see in terms of what storyline exactly they're going to be doing, because we might find out that, the Flash is going to be taking place after the events of the Snyder Cut. Who knows? Okay. What's up, Infinite CMC? I'm guessing Infinite Comic. What's up, Rex? What's up? Who's your favorite Spider-Man of all time? Like live action or animation? Clarify that and I'll answer your question. I have just moved on from the Arrowverse and started watching Jessica Jones instead, and I am loving it way more than the Arrowverse. It's a show I thought I was going to get when I watched Batwoman. Well, if you just now started with Jessica Jones, season 1's really good. Season 2 is a dip, and I haven't seen season 3, so I don't know. What's up, Scott? Thank you for stopping by, man. Thank you. Do you think Supergirl will ever make an appearance in Superman Lois? Yes, I do think so. I would like to think so. Yes, he went ham, as the kids say. He went ham. My first ever comic, I don't know. I don't remember. It was probably Spider-Man or X-Men related in some capacity, because when I was little, my dad got me into DC and Marvel when I was little. But I remember having more Marvel comics than DC. So that was kind of like more of like that. The prep's going pretty good, Cody. We're almost got everything all figured out. We figured out the cake stuff today. What's up, Charles? Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. What's up with you? Definitely was surprising. I think he's going to lose the shield. Oh, he's already there. I'm also working. Me too. What did you think of the rumor about the Spider-Man from the 90s animated series appearing in the intro in the Spider-Man verse sequel? We'll see. Hello, oddball. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? She just jumped up here. Yeah, mom's asleep. And you're in my camera shot, dude. Hi. You've been naughty today. You dug into the trash like a piece of shit. And you were bothering mom earlier. I don't know what you're trying to do here. Brittany, what's up? Brittany, what you doing? What's up, Brittany? BritSmash. What's up? Pretty good golf, man. Did some stuff today. Yeah, the whole world is watching. Hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Lucy? Lucy, are you okay? Lucy. Are you okay? You normally don't cough like that. Are you okay? Yes, she's licking my hand right now. She's smelling some stuff on my hands, I think. Thank you for the thank you. I really enjoyed the thumbnail. Yes, stop licking my hand. Stop licking my hand. Well, Brittany, do you want to join in real quick and chat for a little bit? I can send you the link. But if you're currently editing, I get it. But if you want to, I can send you the link so you can jump in for a bit. We can chat it up if you want to. The MCU made a bunch of mistakes. What do you mean a bunch of mistakes? What do you mean by that? Do you think Superman Lois will feature crossover? Yes, it will. Yes. It'll be about me. Live action? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna send you the link, Brittany, via Twitter. I'm gonna go. I'll find you on Twitter and send it to you. Okay, there you are. I like your profile picture. Okay, and boom. There you go, Brittany. I just sent it to you on Twitter. Thank you, Scott, for the super chat, man. Here's my opinion. Supergirl season 1 through 3 were really good because Kara was fighting villains unique to her, but bringing in Lex for an extended main villain role was a mistake. I hear you. I really enjoyed season 3 with Rain, and after that, well, season 2 was the Mon-El stuff with his mom and everything, and yeah, I mean, season 1. What was season 1 about? I was more like Maxwell Lord and all that kind of stuff. Bizarro Supergirl. Remember Bizarro Supergirl? But I hear you, man. I feel like Lex. I mean, they brought in Lex because they didn't have a Superman and Lois. They didn't have a Superman show back then. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Well, she has plenty of food out there. She's been eating nonstop. She's fine. What's up, Simon? But my favorite live action Spider-Man that was asked earlier, it's Tobey Maguire. Do you think Reverse Flash is top 5 DC villain? Yes, I think so. Yeah, Reverse Flash is a very interesting and complicated character. Yes, I agree. It is a distant memory because it was on another network entirely. Surprising that they found a way to get Grant Gustin to fly down there and fly back up to do a couple, do an episode. It's crazy. Kara's aunt was the villain. Yes, she was. Yeah. Prometheus. Are you talking about Arrowverse top 5 villains? Yeah, Prometheus I think is top 5. Oh yeah. I mean, that whole thing was pretty bonkers with Prometheus. The fact that they were able to turn Arrow around so quickly from season 4 to season 5 was pretty astounding. It really was. The first scene man seems like Grogu's a Jedi Master. That would be interesting. Like immediately, just like Jedi Master, immediate. Yes, I heard about the Spider-Man 4 rumors. I don't know if there's any truth to it. Oh, hello. We have someone. We have the one and the only BritSmash.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
How are you?
Good. Chilling. Talking to some people. Had a pretty long day, but we're here. Chilling. So what are you editing right now?
I am editing a whole bunch of CW stuff because I took way too long of like a not intended break from YouTube, but I got so caught up with like school and everything and my job because I think I told you I edit from home, like just a bunch of local theater companies.
Yes.
And since it's my job, that kind of had to take precedence over everything else. So now that that's done and I'm on spring break, so I'm catching up on Superman and Lois, The Flash, Black Lightning, Supergirl, the whole shebang. So I'm going to just binge watch a whole bunch tomorrow. And then right now I'm editing things that I have already watched, but I haven't edited to post on YouTube. So that's pretty much what I'm getting caught up on. Gotcha.
Yeah, I am. I was 4 episodes into Batwoman and I completely stopped. Other stuff was coming up. Yeah, I mean it's hard to keep up with all these shows. Like now it's like the Flash. I'm keeping up with the Flash consistently. You know, I did watch the Supergirl season 6 premiere, which was the season 5 finale. But regardless, days after, it's just a lot going on because I'm also checking out the new Amazon Prime show Invincible, and
Yeah, is that good?
It's pretty intense. Like
Ooh.
the first episode gets you right away. Like the first episode basically sets up insanity. But yeah, it's a lot. And the fact is, we had the Snyder Cut recently. We had
Oh my God.
Godzilla versus Kong, because like a lot, and the Falcon Winter Soldier as well. It's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with. So I'm trying my best with a full-time job to keep up with much as I can. But people are like, "So where's this?" Trust me, if I had more time, I'd do it, but I don't.
If there was only more hours in the day, I could do everything. But there's not. I watched your reaction too to the Snyder Cut.
I literally I was being naughty that day. I was being very naughty because I can say this, I guess. I was clocked in when I watched the whole thing.
I'm so sad.
I would, and the thing is that with the breaks in it, the little like parts, that's when I would stop it and go back to work, and then I would jump back a little. Yeah. So I literally like had to figure out timing wise, because I kept it on my TV. I'm like, okay, so I'm looking at the bar, like how long would that be? I don't know. Okay, I'll take it this time. Yeah. It was a lot. And then with Warner Brothers too, I guess the film, I think the film leaked before it actually came out on HBO Max officially. So they were ready to go on YouTube's side of it, where my videos are getting blocked. And of course they got them unblocked because it was like Justice League leak. And I'm like, this is not a leak. I watch this on HBO Max legitimately. I'm paying for this.
Like, that was me too. Mine was getting blocked for so long, and I'm like, I paid for HBO. I bought the subscription. Do you want my receipt, my confirmation number? What do I gotta do?
And I was wondering too, like Godzilla versus Kong, I reacted to it too on the day of, and I was wondering if they would even allow reactions because it's also in theaters.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is yours posted publicly?
Mm-hmm.
I keep trying to unblock it, and I'm doing the whole like you can cut out like the snippet that they're like doing it, and I keep doing it. So and they're like, no, it's another time slot. I'm like, come on, I'm gonna keep tripping. Like this video is gonna be like 5 minutes long, but whatever, it's fine. It's the name of the game.
It's definitely interesting on like how certain channels get hit and others don't. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I like it with how Disney approaches it for Disney Plus. Have you reacted to any of the Disney Plus stuff yet, or no?
Yeah, I have. I have WandaVision's coming out Wednesday. I've edited all those, and those are going to be coming out every Wednesday. But I'm going to jump into Falcon and the Winter Soldier tomorrow. So I haven't faced the wrath of Disney Plus yet.
Yeah, Disney Plus is interesting. What I've learned is if you transparent your footage a little bit, and like you don't have to, but I've learned it from how I was doing it. I transparent the footage a little bit, so like how I'm sitting, it's the footage is here. You see you can see me behind it, and then I have the logo over like a portion on like kind of middle of the footage at the bottom, and kind of transparent that as well, and that kind of helps. But that's what I've learned, because when I did, I think the first episode of WandaVision, I didn't know. And I think that's where I had a little bit of issues. And then I started to learn, okay, they're very picky. So.
Right. Yeah, that was with like other reactions that I've had to go a little transparent, or like how to like cut it down a little bit. So you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got some questions here. I wanted to put this one. So thank you for the super chat, Renee. Would like to know both your take on the ending of Falcon Winter Soldier. It's going to end with everybody dying, and the MCU is going to restart all over with Iron Man. It's going to be Robert Downey Jr. is going to do it again. He's
coming back. Again. Gonna snap, and we're back.
Hitting the hammer. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to end. I mean, you haven't even started it yet, so you don't even know. It's getting intense.
I've heard it's following like. From what I've heard from like my friends and like everything, it's like it's following the same format of WandaVision, which I'm like, okay, WandaVision was so successful with like I finished WandaVision, but like everyone was like, in the beginning, like, it's so slow. I'm like, no, it's going to make sense later. And then at the end, everyone's like, oh my God, it was such a masterpiece. It's great. And then like people going into Falcon and Winter Soldier, I haven't watched anything, but I already know people are going in with that same mindset. It's like, oh, it's so slow. I'm like, clearly there's a plan here and it's going to build up. You can't niche it. Like when clearly they know what they're doing. With the show, you just got to trust the process and be a little patient. So I'm excited to start diving into that one and watch it.
Yeah, the first episode of Falcon and Soldier, without spoilers, is setup. It's about setup, and that's fine because you have to. But WandaVision, I think is a very different beast. It's a very unique concept that they can't do again. WandaVision, of course, is like diving into not a multiverse, but an alternate reality storyline that's very bizarre. And as you see how you find out more and more about the kids and Vision and if he's really Vision, all that. Falcon Winter Soldier is more of a grounded, as much as it can be, a grounded show that is very different. And I feel like that's the best for it because if Falcon Winter Soldier was kind of like WandaVision, like the certain ways they tell the story, then people would be like, it's the same thing again. I like that it's different. But I don't know. I think you'll end up liking. I mean, just the first episode is just set up because I had a couple expectations going in, and I'm like, well, that's surprising. Okay, they didn't do that. They didn't do this. Okay, and then as you get into like this latest episode 4, holy crap, the ending. And there's more. I mean, you have you seen the trailers for it?
I saw the first one when it first came out, but other than that, I try to stay away from them just so I can go in as blind as possible.
Gotcha.
Why?
Well, the trailers did a very good job at hiding a lot of stuff, like showing you stuff out of context. But I like how the first episode, when you see the trailers and then you see the first episode, you go, oh, I wasn't expecting it to start off like this. And then you see some of the stuff in the trailers in context. But then there's a thing like where they hid a lot of the new Cap that they're introducing.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why. There's a reason why they hit them. And you start to realize that pretty quickly why they hit them. Because that's a major story point that they were like, let's not show a lot of this. Because if we do, a lot of the intrigue is going to be spoiled. Because they're doing a lot of stuff with him. And how
makes me excited.
Bucky and Sam are not too pleased. Yes. But we have another one from Scott. So about Arrowverse. Will you be mad if Clark and Barry don't appear in the Supergirl finale? It depends on the context of the ending. I don't even know. Who knows how it's going to end? I don't know. They're still filming.
I agree. They're still filming that one, and I'm like, it would be nice to have like a reference towards them, but also like maybe if they're not in like the final episode, I would like be cool to see them in like one of the ending episodes, but I don't think it's necessary to have them in the finale because that should be closing on her chapter, not necessarily like everyone else's. That's just my take, but it'd be great to see like them at least towards the end, like in one of the episodes, like Grant makes one final crossover flash with Kara, and like Tyler Hoechlin coming back one last time, I feel like that would be cool.
His new suit.
Oh my God.
It's
Tyler
so good.
Hoechlin is so great. I love Tyler Hoechlin.
His new suit is fantastic.
Yeah.
And they're using a new company that made that suit.
Really?
It's a brand new production company that made it, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe they also made some stuff for Stargirl, and they've made, I think, even some movie stuff, I think, too.
Ooh.
So, like, they went all out. And I think Supergirl's new suit from season 5, the Pants edition, I think that came from the same company, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But the thing is, with Clark and Barry appearing in the finale, I think the reason why this is brought up and people are like expecting this to happen, think back on the Arrow finale. Everybody showed up. Pretty much everybody. Like we had Barry, we had Kara, we had like basically the entirety of the Arrow cast for the most part. He brought his mother back from the dead in the multiverse rewriting.
Right.
But we're also in COVID. There's a reason why the Batwoman and Superman Lois crossover they had announced is canceled because of that. So I don't know, unless they can guarantee for Flash and Superman to appear over there, just them. We don't need like a crossover type thing where we have other people and crew and stuff intertwining. It's just one extra actor. Then maybe they could do it and still be fine, because like that's why they're not doing a lot of stuff right now. They're keeping everybody separate. All these cast and crew, they're not supposed to intermingle.
It's the first year we're not going to have probably a crossover, maybe? You think?
Nope.
That's fine.
They don't. Well, we are getting a technical crossover with Diggle popping up throughout the Arrowverse shows.
Yeah, true. Which, that's so great for the actor, like, to be able to still be in the Arrowverse and still make his mark. I don't know if, like, I would love to have a Diggle-only show and follow him and Lila and their kids, you know? Building it up with that in multiverse. I mean, I'm the only one that's cool with that. I mean, he just got the fucking... And so, I mean, like, I feel like...
Saying. They think the crossover with him popping up in all the shows is because he's Green Lantern now.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
so I'm like, I would love to have his own show. Like, that would be so cool. But, yeah, no, I agree with you. If they can, like, have a way to, like, make it safe, then they could. But understandable if we don't get them because of COVID restrictions.
Yeah. Did you see Stargirl?
I have not. That's another one on my list that I need to watch. I'm so behind. When I tell you I'm behind, I'm very behind. But spring break is here, so I'm going to get caught up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the spring break was this week, or this past week for myself. And my best friend, who is in my wedding, who's my best man, he proposed to his girl at Disney World. Yeah.
That's so cute. I love weddings.
And she's in the wedding too as one of her bridesmaids. And they're not walking down together because she's not the maid of honor for her. Her sister is. But when they go to dance, they're going to switch so that they can.
That's so cute. That's so cute. Oh, I'm so excited for your wedding. Truly.
Oh, yeah. It's exciting. Oh, spoiler alert. Brittany's coming to the wedding. Spoiler alert. She's coming to the wedding. She'll be there.
I wouldn't miss it. We've been friends, God, how long?
2017?
Was it really?
When did I? Well, it was around. It was before California. I came down.
Right.
2017.
God, I think so. I think it was 2017.
It was back during season 5 of Arrow because I did a reaction with Brianna and I forget her name.
Christy.
Yes, it was the episode before the finale of season 5. We watched it.
Right.
We did that. Right. Yes. It's funny because I've heard for the last couple of days. I heard it again today because we were waiting because it was pouring down rain, so we're waiting in the car. Shelby over here, the ghost, said, "I cannot wait to meet Brittany." She's brought it up several times. She can't wait to meet you.
I can't wait to meet you too.
She's so excited. She's so excited to meet you.
I'm so excited to meet her too, because like when we followed each other for so long, like me and her, and then like seeing you, like the times that we were able to get together, and like makes me unfortunate that we were supposed to see each other last year for Comic-Con, and then that fell through. But you're like one of my longest friends that I made on my YouTube journey, and I love you so much, and I'm so excited for your wedding, and I'm just like, I'm so happy, like truly.
We figured out the cake stuff today. We figured it out.
What kind of cake?
You ever heard of bundt cakes?
Yeah.
We have bundt cakes, little bundt cakes. We got for our tier cake we got marble and red velvet. Now for the little bundt cakes, we have like 120 or something, so people can at least have 2 because they're small. We have 4 flavors we picked: red velvet, white chocolate raspberry, marble, and I think classic vanilla. So people are able to get some variety.
How will I choose?
I know, that's the thing. And we just bought these little chalk little signs you can set on the table like stands, so we can write out the flavor so people know. Because, we don't want no people confused.
Right.
It's going to be interesting. We finally figured out that, and we've also figured out, of course, my clothing and everyone what people are going to be wearing. The dress stuff they had to figure out months ago. For us, it was just like, okay, here's a vest, here's a shirt, here's khaki pants. So
you have it easy.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty simple. Well, I didn't want to go traditional suit and tie like this. That's boring.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's gonna be good. I can't wait.
Okay, please let me know. You have like the shirt, the button up, and the vest, right? Are you gonna like do a thing where it's just like, and it's like a Superman shirt underneath?
That is something
like,
we had. That is something we have discussed that before. I think we might need to as a for a picture. Also, too, we got these specialized like masks for like the wedding, Mr. and Mrs. and Maid of Honor. Yeah, because we're having a wedding during the pandemic. We might as well have a couple pictures of us wearing masks as kind of part of the thing that we did this on the worst time ever, basically.
That's cute. That's cute. I'm excited. By the time I get to your wedding, I will actually be fully vaccinated too. So
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But yeah, I didn't do that for work, but yeah.
Yeah, we know some people won't be. We aren't, unfortunately, due to the fact that they just now made it available for me. And it's like, if I get my first shot, the second shot won't be till after. So, like, we might as well just wait. And I never leave the house because I'm always home. I work from home. I never leave the house. And she literally works at a doctor's office, and they wear masks all day. And she's basically constantly like that. So, yeah, so I'm not too worried. But we are going to be spacing out people at the thing. So we're not going to try to cram everybody together. It's just,
I know you're smart. You guys are smart. You and Shelby are like one of the smartest people that I know. So I trust your guys' like intuition and stuff. But yeah.
Have we ever seen Ben 10? If so, that universe do you think would work best for DC or Marvel? I think it would be. I've never seen Ben 10. It's all over HBO Max.
No.
Like, I've never seen it.
I watched Ben 10 when I was younger, and then I watched the older version of like the first time when they were teenagers. And like when they had like the older character, oh my god, it's been so long. And then I watched the live action Ben 10 movie, and it was
on HBO Max too. I'm like, what is this? Okay.
It's so good. I haven't watched their newer stuff because then they went into like they pulled a Teen Titans Go where they went more like cheesy. I feel like personally with it, so I'm like, but I feel like Ben 10 should be its own universe. But like I could see it being good in either DC or Marvel, but I would love it to see it done in its own realm still, but like keep it more. You and I agree on this, but like I love things that are a little bit more on the serious side. Like it can have funny moments, lighthearted times, but if it gets too goofy, too outlandish, I hate it. And it's just like there has to be some sort of like So if Ben 10 stayed in that realm, all on board, hands on deck, but like the too much of the comedy stuff, like that's not personally my cup of tea. No hate to anyone that prefers the comedy side, but I like the more darker, edgiest. Just kidding, but like I do like the darker storylines more.
Yeah, because I'm just guessing. Ben 10 probably has a huge array of possibilities for storytelling in that universe. You would think. I'm thinking it might be in the same vein as like Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's got to be its own thing.
Oh yeah.
I know you started watching that show.
Yes, I did.
How far are you into it? How far?
I am 19 episodes in. I'm actually about to finish season 1, and then I'm going to keep going. And then I still need to, like, that's another part. I need to edit those reactions and post it on YouTube. But I have watched it.
It's so good.
It's one of my favorite shows right now.
With you liking darker storytelling, it gets darker as you go. It does. Now, not to the point where the show completely changes tone, but like, especially with you know Zuko, you know his father a little.
His father was the one that banished him, and I saw the episode where he explained when he got the burn mark on his scar, like when he like burned him and banished him, and he's fighting for his honor. And I'm like, you poor baby. But yeah, no, I saw that episode. Yeah.
Do you know his name? His dad's name?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if they've announced it. I can't remember when they say his name, but I think you're gonna like the character a lot when you finally meet that character.
Really?
And I think you're gonna love. I think you're gonna love the voice of the character too. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Okay.
I could tell you who voices the character. I could tell you if you want me to. I could tell you.
You can tell me who voices the character. Tell me who. Tell me who voices the character.
Mark Hamill.
No.
That's
so badass.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Like, okay, Luke, the Joker. Okay, makes sense.
He's such a great actor. I love that.
The,
That's awesome.
The ending is so good. Like, it's just, it basically, you're not prepared because they have so many cool stuff, but they never do anything cool like this until the ending. It's so good. But the storytelling is so great. Like, I'm like, I wish there was more, but it made sense that they kind of stopped after 3.
Well, actually, that leads into it because, like, since you finished Avatar, and I'm like barely getting into it, they had that announcement with like the Avatar Studios that they made, and then so they have new like separate storylines that they're doing, and
they got the original creators because the original creators, of course, created Avatar, and they created Legend of Korra. They had no involvement with the Avatar live-action movie that M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong did. No involvement. They were involved with the Netflix live-action adaptation, but then they left because creative differences. Netflix was, I guess, trying to do some crazy stuff they didn't want to do.
They wanted to make them older and more darker, but like...
And they were changing, apparently, the whole dynamic of Sokka and Katara. Because you know how Sokka's the older brother?
Uh-huh.
Katara is going to be the older sister, and Sokka is going to be the younger brother. And it completely changes the dynamic of it because Aang's still going to be the same age. It's going to be a very different, like, it's very weird.
That is very weird.
Well, technically, Aang is way older than them.
Right, technically.
But so I don't know. But they're saying they're going to be announcing pretty soon their first couple of things. I think the first thing they're going to be doing is a film first.
Are you talking about the Netflix, or are you talking about the Avatar Studios?
Avatar Studios. I think first thing they were talking about. Well, they're doing movies, live action and animation, I think, and also they're doing series, and then other types of media. I'm just hoping that we get another series with a new Avatar. I mean, we've had Aang, we have Korra, which you haven't seen Korra, but
I really like
that. She's the next one after Aang.
Right.
I like that show a lot. Not as much as Avatar, but it gets really close at times. Like, oh, this is good.
Okay.
But I'm hoping that we get, not saying the next one after Korra, but maybe just another Avatar throughout the pantheon of Avatars that there's been. Because they've introduced a couple others that are very significant to Aang and Korra's story. So,
oh, wait. Can we get a prequel? I want to follow the Avatar right before Aang.
I'm trying to, well, okay. No, it's, his name is, what is his name?
I know they said his name before. They mentioned it, like, the first, like, 3 episodes. They mentioned, because he was a firebender.
Yes, hold on. Avatar, what's his name? Avatar before Aang.
Yeah. I would love a prequel. And like
Roku.
Roku. Yeah, Roku.
I should have not that because I have a Roku in my freaking bedroom, but I should have thought of it. Avatar Roku. But I mean, you learn some stuff throughout from Avatar Last Airbender, more about his character. So they could. There's also one. I don't know if you've been introduced to Avatar Kyoshi. I don't think you've been introduced to that one yet.
I've heard the name. We got to the name.
She's fantastic.
Cool.
She's so good. And they have books on her too. So they have books about her character too. People are hoping they just adapt the books. Apparently, they're that good. I'm not sure. I feel like that's like a whole. I like how that's separate. Like that's something outside of traditional Marvel DC. I mean, we have shows that are popping up now and series that are no connection to Marvel DC, like Invincible. You have The Boys on Amazon.
The Boys is so good.
You got Jupiter's Legacy coming to Netflix. So, I mean, there's stuff popping up. They're trying to stand out.
Yeah.
Than just being Marvel or DC again. Mm-hmm. And that's good.
Expand our palette.
Expand the palette. Thank you, Scott, for the super chat. I think we might get a crossover in the fall or maybe even early. I guess it would just depend on when they start shooting for the next seasons because they should have already been done shooting for the current season if they had started in the fall traditional, but they didn't. So they're still shooting. I mean, I think Supergirl season 6 episode 11 was currently filming recently, so they're way behind. Yeah. I don't know. And with the thing about Diggle fitting into Batwoman, that's a good question because I don't know because he technically only met Kate
Yeah.
Technically, they were on the same Wave Rider at one point, I think. I'm trying to remember.
They were.
And that's it. There's no other connection. He doesn't know anybody else because no one else outside of her was in Crisis. In terms, well, Luke was, but that was another Earth Luke. That had no connection.
Unless he decides to do some business for like Argus or something. If they, for some reason, need to get involved somewhere over there, which is why he's
crows, Argus and crows hanging out.
Oh, that would be badass! Can you imagine Crane and like Lila going head to head, like, you know, leadership differences and like their like authoritativeness going back and forth, and then Diggle working with Lila.
You know what I did? I was accidentally working for the Anti-Monitor. You can't touch me. My man's a Green Lantern. Can't do nothing.
And I was gonna say that fucked up joke, and he's like, "And you lost both your kids," and she's like,
and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, what I meant to say is that you lost one, now she's evil, and you lost another, but she's another actor now." So
yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yes, no,
that's gonna be insane.
She was pretty much fan casted immediately after Ruby left.
Oh, absolutely. So I was also one of the polls of like wanting to fan cast her after Ruby, which I hope that they don't like. I want to still make them fair with like Jessica Leslie, you know, but then like with like them confirming like, okay, they're not killing off Kate like they said, but like maybe having both and like having Jessica still take the reins, but then Ruby taking a step back, but then like using her like not Ruby, cheese and rice, but
Wallace.
You know what I mean? Wallace using her know-how and stuff, and them working together and having two Batwomen, like, so powerful. We love that. I'm here for that.
It would be Mystery of the Batwoman storyline.
Yeah.
Well, what I've said, and I don't know if they'll do this, but if Kate was to become a hero again, whether it's within Gotham or she moves somewhere else and we can have her pop in from time to time. But if you cast Wallace Day, I feel like that's not like we're gonna throw away, because that's a big moment. You have the character back. So I've said, how about she becomes Hawkfire from the comics?
Oh my god, that would be amazing. So then you don't take it away from Jessica, but then she would be, oh my god, that'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, because people were theorizing, and I even theorized back when they had announced season 1 of Batwoman, and then we were into season 1 of Batwoman, like, what's going to happen? What's the show going to do? We've been discussing, well, are they going to bring in a Batgirl, which it won't be Barbara, but could they bring Stephanie? And then people started well, what about these other characters? And I'm thinking, I made a video, top 5 heroes I'd like to see on Batwoman. Luke Fox, of course, as Batwing makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, of course.
Stephanie Brown, Batgirl, and I remember bringing up Hawkfire, but I wasn't saying it as Kate, because this was back before everything happened. So I think it makes sense. I mean, if you want to give Kate another mantle, because you can't take the mantle away from Ryan.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
No. So you got to give her something else.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. Her being Hawkfire would be amazing. That'd be so fucking cool.
That would be, yeah. Just showing some love. You made I think we all made 2020 better. Not really.
Yeah.
It was a shit year.
It was a shit year.
Have you played God of War?
I have not. I'm still trying to get a PS5. But I want to play it.
Oh, the PS5.
Oh shit! I just noticed Daddy hates the metal.
Oh, that, yeah. You talking about,
no!
You talking about this
no!
PS5?
Shut up!
You talking about, wait, you talking about...
No!
That PS5?
Stop it!
That?
Yes, that PS5!
That PS5. Okay, I'll tell you the story. So, I was getting alerts on my phone of when they were dropping stuff. Amazon had a drop, and this was like on a Wednesday or something. And I tried on the app, and it kept saying it was unavailable. People saying the app is screwed up. Go to your computer. So I went to my computer. I kept reloading it to try to put it in the cart. It wouldn't go. And then I tried it for like a 5th time, and it worked. And I'm like, they might cancel the order, because there's been stories where you get it in your cart, you pay for it, and then you get a refund because they're like, we didn't actually have it in stock. You shouldn't have been allowed to actually purchase it because we were out. And then it got confirmed. It shipped. And then I saw them driving in the driveway, and she goes in the back and pulls out this box. I'm like, so
I'm so jealous. I want one. I want one so bad.
He loves your channel. Favorite superhero. What's your favorite superhero movie?
Oh, cheese and rice. You gotta go categorize that. If I had to pick in Marvel, my current favorite superhero movie has to be. To be honest, it currently is Age of Ultron, just because of like finishing WandaVision and going back watching Age of Ultron. I'm like falling in love with it again. It still has its problems, I'm aware, but it was still fun, you know. But that's my current one. I think I pick a new favorite Marvel one every like 2 weeks. DC, gotcha. I think I'll have to go with Shazam, just because it's fun. Yeah, Shazam's fun. It like they had a good casting for that one, and I can't wait for Black Adam. So I'm excited for that one. Right now. I know. I'm ready. I'm ready. So those ones are that one's my favorite for DC right now.
Yeah, I remember the trailers for Shazam were very comedy-esque. Me and the Ghost, we went and saw it, and she was like, "Oh man, I really like this." I'm like, "That's good," because I didn't think she would like it that much because she liked Wonder Woman. But that's because it's Wonder Woman. So I kind of,
of course.
Yeah. So she's like, I really like that. And it was dark. At times it got dark. I'm like, oh, this is different. Because they hid this. I had no idea it got dark. Because the opening was pretty dark. I'm like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. It's going to be forever till we get the sequel. Fury of the Gods, like 2023 or whatever. I'm like, what? That's stupid. My favorite Marvel, I think, oh God, see, it's either the Avengers or Avengers Endgame. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's hard because I'm like the first one where they unite or the culmination of 3 phases of movies. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I get it. Far From Home is supposed to be the epilogue, but the real end, that's to me, that's like picking up the pieces of what you just said.
Exactly.
This is the ending of the 3 phases. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of tied. For DC, I've always kind of stuck with The Dark Knight as my favorite, just because of Heath Ledger just blows it away. I mean, literally, Heath Ledger elevates that movie so much.
I love Heath Ledger.
And to me, it's not great. And I even used that as a thumbnail. Me as Heath Ledger's Joker as like as a thing. But it's like, it's not because he passed away of why it's so good. He was so good because he was so good.
Exactly. He put in so much into that performance, you know?
Scott, I think we're in agreement that he will be Green Lantern. I think pretty much all of it, I would hope. Yep. I don't want it to be where we're slowly building up and then we have to wait till the end of when he's done appearing. He's like, oh, by the way, guys, look at my ring. And he goes, Green Lantern. That's he's stupid. He's just, because like, I don't know. He might first show up in his Spartan outfit. I don't know. I don't know the context of what he's doing.
Because
we saw him at the funeral and that's it. Yeah.
He held up the ring when he ended. I'm like, so... You know, like, there's so much lead up. I want to know where he's at with that.
DC or Marvel? Can you pick?
I gotta listen. I love both, but I always have to lean towards, as shitty as it can be sometimes, but I have to lean towards DC. It's where I started. It's where I grew up. Teen Titans, you know, I can't despite like my home where I started, what got me into comics in the first place. So, but I love Marvel too.
Yeah, I grew up on both. I've always said I can't choose because I can't. Yeah. They're like my children. I can't sit here and, but then again, people look at my channel and go, well, you react to mostly DC stuff. Well, hey, Marvel, give me more content and I'll do it, because beforehand, it was like we had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we had the Netflix stuff, but let's be honest, when you drop everything at once online like that, it's kind of hard to like try to do all of it or it's like too much at once. Yeah. But now we have Disney Plus giving us Marvel shows. WandaVision was fantastic. I'm really enjoying Falcon Winter Soldier. We have Loki coming out, which looks really good. So we have more Marvel stuff. It's just that, DC's conquering the TV side. This is what it
Yeah.
is.
I agree. DC conquered the TV side, and then Marvel conquered the movie side. But now we're seeing Marvel doing good on TV. And as great as the fucking Snyder Cut was, is there going to be anything like that caliber?
I don't. I mean, I guess it would just depend on your perception of what do you mean by caliber? Because they're saying they're not going to do a sequel.
I know. Like, Snyder said he was done. And I'm like, fuck! But then, like, I want to be hopeful for Suicide Squad 2, but I can't get my hopes up because the first one, I will say my initial reaction was like, oh, it's fun. And then you watch it again, you're like, oh, this has a lot of problems.
Yeah, when I watched it a second time, I'm like, And then when you find out all the things they cut and all the things that were not there, and I'll be honest, that Red Band trailer for Suicide Squad, I wasn't that excited, and I was kind of mixed on it. I'm like, because for me, at times, it felt like James Gunn is doing Guardians of the Galaxy for DC, essentially, because he got a number of the cast from Guardians and just brought them over to Suicide Squad. I get it because he's used to working with them, but it's like, Yeah,
I agree.
And I think it is connected to the first Suicide Squad because some of the same actors and stuff. But I don't know. It feels like they're trying to reboot and not connect to that. I don't know. Who knows? They open up and it'll connect right away to the first one, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this all is connected. I don't know.
We'll see.
Thank you, Daddy hates the metal. You're both great. Yes. I mean,
sorry that. It's so cringe. I love it.
Do you ship Cap and Widow? I don't personally.
In the comics, yeah. I could see it in the comics.
In the comics, yeah. But
the live action movies,
they were just friends.
Yeah. They tried going that route, like especially in Winter Soldier. But, they didn't go forward with it, which is fine, your adaptation. But in the comics I ship it.
Now you've seen Superman and Lois, correct?
I am 3 episodes in. I'm going to finish it, get caught up tomorrow.
Well, not thankfully, Supergirl's taking its time slot, so it's on a break till May. So you'll be able to catch up. Yeah. I mean, literally, it's like, oh, by the way, Superman and Lois is ending after episode 5, and Supergirl's going to take the time slot. Okay, because they had a COVID break. They had to stop because of COVID, and they're like, episode 6 is not done yet in terms of post. We can't put out the next episode. We have to stop. Yeah. Now, you've heard about the Obi-Wan show, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Hayden Christian returning is awesome.
Fuck yeah. I love that.
Cool. So cool. I mean,
it would be cool to see him not only like in the Vader, but then like I would love to see like if Obi-Wan's like asleep and has dreams of like memories that we didn't get to see before of like them two as, Anakin, and then like just Obi-Wan waking up, like having those moments where he wakes up and he's just like, damn, like wrestling with that and everything.
Well, people are theorizing that we're going to be seeing some Clone War flashbacks where they'll actually be in the Clone Wars era.
I don't give a shit. It's going to be great.
Is Hayden going to come back just to put on the Vader suit? I don't think so. I think there's actually going to be other stuff he's doing.
Yep. Flashbacks. I anticipate flashbacks, which I'm excited for. I'm here for, but also him in the suit. Also here for, give it to me. I love him. I never really understood why people hated it on it. Like, I'm part of I grew up on the prequels first, so I am aware. I'm biased because I watched my Phantom Menace when it first came out. I was a wee lass, and I love the prequels. And then I saw the original trilogy. I'm like, well, this is good too. Even though it came out in the 70s, like this is great. But then everyone's like shitting on the prequels. I'm like, but the prequels were good. I was so alone in that mindset. I'm like, but it was good. And then like my experience, I was like, oh, the prequels were great. Wait, these got even better. But it was like back in time. So I'm like, I was in this weird flux of, but they were all good. So, and then you have the newer trilogy, which I have mixed feelings on, depending on the movie. But it depends on the movie.
Well, I remember seeing the original trilogy Friday, and then the next day, Empire. The next day, that Sunday, was Return. I was like 6 or so, and then I don't remember when I saw the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. It definitely wasn't in theaters. I remember seeing Revenge of the Sith in theaters when it came out.
Yeah.
And that was crazy to watch. Yeah, I feel like Hayden Christensen gets a lot of hate for his portrayal in at least episode 2. Probably some in episode 3 just based on how, but that's how he was directed by George. That's how he was told to direct.
Exactly. Like, a lot of people give a lot of shit on the actors when they do a job. It's like, no, it's the director's job to guide the actors. And if you didn't like it, then you blame the director because the actor's only doing what the director wants, you know?
Now, this is a very important question. I think you need to answer because I need to know.
What's up?
Did you like how the cicada actor says Gracie in The Flash season 5? I need to know. Because it's very important. Very important.
Oh, that takes the back. It hurts. It hurts. I can't. Oh, those memories. Oh, that was locked away in the deepest corners of my mind.
You should never be locked away. You should always embrace it for what it is.
It's so cringe. I hear it every time. It's not like I can't hear it. And it's just, it's so bad. So bad.
Gracie, we have to do this. Gracie. There was, I don't know if you remember the episode. I'm going to bring you back to a time. It might unlock more of memory. It's during season 5. We have Gracie, who's in some sort of dream thing, and we have Cicada and then her uncle. It's the same actor, but they're standing next to each other. But they're showing the polar opposites of before and after when he became the character. We had that moment, Fernando Gracie, all caps. We had that moment where he goes, Gracie, we have to do this. They all deserve to die. And he says die, but he says it like that.
He also does it when the way he says die. And just like there's a part, I don't know if it was like towards the ending on one of the episodes, he's just like, everybody will die. And I'm like, stop.
I wish I could find that scene. I wish I could find it. I really wish that if somebody could find that moment, could you please send it? Because I want to watch it again. Because I remember watching it last one. I cannot believe he just said that. Because the way he said it, Gracie, they deserve to die. And he just hold it, duh. I'm like,
who told you that was okay?
that was a very the only good thing about Cicada was Gracie. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the only thing.
And then they finally killed him too. Thank God.
Canada Graph said you need to interview Chris Klein, who played Cicada, and just do the impression. You just gotta.
Oh my God!
You have to do the impression.
Maybe
I should try. Scott, thank you once again. I'm going to start reading and researching more JSA stuff to prep for Stargirl and Black Adam. My favorite JSA member. I mean, look, you can't go wrong with Dr. Fate. Can't go wrong with that character. The more I think about it, I like Hourman as a concept because he has the ability to give himself more than an hour's time for that strength, but he limits himself because he knows if he gives himself more, that could put him in a bad situation, essentially. And that's kind of what they did in the Stargirl show. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like, but I'm really excited for Black Adam because they're doing some interesting characters that we didn't see on Stargirl.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you. I like in comics, right? I love obviously Dr. Fate, number one. I love Hourman. I'm also I'm not like opposed to Dr. Midnight on one of the iterations, and then nope. I know they had him on Arrow, but on the JSA they had Mr. Terrific as one of them, and then Johnny Thunder was one of my favorites. Like just a few, and then obviously Power Girl, but they already had her in Supergirl. But they never actually said that she was Power Girl, did they? In season 2, Mon-El's wife.
Oh, that was Saturn Girl.
Saturn Girl. Shit. Okay, then no,
It's
they didn't
it's like
introduce.
Power Girl. Did I die and forget something? Power Girl.
No, you're right. It was Saturn Girl, but Power Girl was the one that was one of my personal favorites.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only character people are like, why have they not used her?
Yeah.
Oh no. Maybe because I don't. Then again, they did Bizarro Supergirl in season 1. You thought they would never do that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Are they going to use that again, or no? Probably not. It's.
I feel like they would have already done it. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Nathaniel wants to know, what was your least favorite superhero movie?
It's a tie between. Well, for DC, it's a tie between the first Suicide Squad and Green Lantern. I love Ryan Reynolds, but no.
He bashes that movie so much.
I know he does. Which sucks because I watched that one in movie theaters too. Marvel? No, I can't bash that one because as shitty as it was, I was going to say Daredevil with Affleck, but also the soundtrack was so good.
Oh.
So I can't.
People say the director's cut's really good of Daredevil.
Yeah?
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of stuff they cut out. That was good.
I liked Blade. Ghost Rider, there we go. Specifically Ghost Rider 2.
That's a good choice. So
Yeah.
I had a choice for DC, but that's actually good. A runner-up is Catwoman.
Oh, God! She was acting like a cat! Yeah! I forgot! Oh, God, I forgot that was even a thing. She was just like hissing. She's like, she doesn't actually become a cat! Have you watched Catwoman?
She gets licked by cats.
Yeah.
Whatever bullshit. That's my runner-up. Because the worst DC movie that has ever been made is a little-known film called Batman and Robin. That, to me, is the worst
one. Oh, my God. Yeah.
There used to be a tradition back when I did OBS for live streams that I would pull up the Batman and Robin trailer and we would watch it together just to watch it all over again, just to see how bad it is. And the fact that it's not only the fact that they butchered Batman by the way, George Clooney would be a fantastic Bruce Wayne / Batman if he had the right direction and story, but it's the fact that they butchered Batgirl. They fucking butchered her so bad.
Yeah.
Hey, Alfred. He's like, I knew you'd want to help them out, and she's like, yeah, like no, no,
that's not how she does it.
No. There's many ways they could have done that. I was laughing earlier because this was brought up. I rewatched season 5. How the fuck did Cicada get away every single time he got beat? I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason. And it was funny. His niece from the future was a better Cicada than the original Cicada.
She was! As soon as she took over, that Cicada was so badass. But there was just like, what the fuck, Cicada? Okay. But yeah. Wait, you never said, what's your worst Marvel movie?
Oh, Ghost Rider. What was that? The second one you mentioned. That was a good choice. X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say Thor: The Dark World, but technically Endgame made that better. Even though it's still, I don't like the movie. Endgame makes certain aspects of it better because he's able to say goodbye to his mom and all that in a way and talk to her again. But you still got to deal with Malekith and all, because Malekith is a great character. He's a really interesting character in the comics. And have you seen Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes animated show 2010 and 20?
I have. Yes, I have.
Malekith with that casket of Ancient Winters or whatever. That was a really cool episode.
That was a great episode.
I understand they used the casket of Ancient Winters in the Thor films, but like this was a great story they could have done.
And they didn't.
No, of course not. I thought it was no, Fernando. We're not watching the trailer again. Not happening. No. The Last Stand's actually a pretty good choice for worst Marvel movie. That was a really bad movie.
Which one was Last Stand again? There's so many.
Third one with a butchered Dark Phoenix. The first time they butchered the Dark Phoenix arc.
Yep.
Also, they were hyping the shit up of Archangel, and they had him in like an X-Men suit in promo shots and
then
posters. He just flapped his
wasn't-
wings once, and then he was just done.
Yep. Ugh.
They should do a crossover Batman and Robin and Catwoman. That's what they should do. That's the sequel.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Do you think that it's weird then all of us, the Flash is using compassion to defeat villains when he never did that before? Well, you caught up on the Flash or no?
No, I'm not caught up.
Okay, where are you at right now on the Flash?
Last thing I saw was when Barry turned off his emotions and Iris is out of the mirror realm. But
Okay.
that whole ending.
Yes, very bizarre. There, episode 4 is what he's referring to, but mainly I think Barry tries his hardest to really not even before in season 7 what he did with one villain. Barry has tried in the past to talk. He tries. He tries to. Well, I guess he tries to understand why they're doing what they're doing.
He tries to reason with them. He's done it with a few villains.
He's a very different. He's very different than Oliver.
The only one that he hasn't done that was Eobard because there's too much history there. He's the one person that he hasn't trusted. But I felt like he's done with the other ones, especially with the Thinker, specifically his wife. The Thinker, he always tried he's like, come on, reason with your husband. You got to help us stop him. I felt like he always used compassion to help and turn their hearts away from doing the wrong thing.
Because Barry, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. He doesn't try to hide it. So that whole thing of where you saw he turned off his emotions, that's not the Flash. That is definitely not his character. Here's a good choice: Batman and Robin or Arrow season 4. So we're picking a butchering of the DC property, the Bat family, or Olicity, Damien Dark, Laurel's death. Which one's worse? That's a good question.
Fuck. Can I flip a coin? Because they both sucked. But,
If I had a coin, I'd flip it.
All right,
I'll flip my phone.
Okay, screen up his heads.
Screen up his heads, which will be Arrow season 4.
Oh, that's such a cute picture of you two. It's so cute. I love that. You guys is on Instagram.
That's her playing with my beard.
Aww, the iconic beard.
Yes, touching the beard. So Arrow season 4. Batman and Robin.
Yep.
Batman and Robin. There you go.
Yeah.
Laying on the bottom. I try to flip as much as I could. I like this thing from here. Brittany, Bizarro Girl and Red Daughter deserve so much better. They were innocent and tricked by evil rich men.
I agree with that. Bizarro Girl, unfortunately, didn't have as long of a run. But Red Daughter, that whole storyline, I loved. I loved the Red Daughter storyline in Supergirl. I thought it was smart. I thought it was well thought out. I wish we could have seen more, but at least they had a full season to dive into that and see that,
Yeah.
Fuck you, Lex.
And also, and I think it was interesting how they found a way to have Lex involved in the Red Daughter stuff, because when he was available, when they could use him, then they were able to kind of do that whole flashback episode where basically we see all these events unfolding throughout the season, but we see in between when he's popping into the thing so they found a way to make it make sense for Lex to be a part of her life and to be around during the whole entire season, and he's been behind the scenes.
Right, exactly.
Because they can't use him every episode, because back then they couldn't just use him whenever they wanted to. They had a limit. And then he signed on
as a regular the next season, which I thought was smart, because I think my problem with that season is they went, I have no problem when they address political issues, but I feel like they were nailing it on the head so much. And it takes me out, and I'm I'm depressed in real life about these issues. Can we not do these in the TV shows? But I do respect when there's an episode that focuses on political issues that Supergirl is very not shy about addressing. So then when it shifted from, that was the, oh my God, season 4, hold on, help me out. Agent Liberty. Nope. Yes. Yeah, Agent Liberty. Yes. When it shifted, he wasn't actually the one in control. It was Lex the whole time, going behind the scenes, manipulating him, manipulating Red Daughter and everything like that. Just showing that's Lex Luthor. the
Mhm.
conniving son of a bitch that he is. And I liked it. And like once it made it went back to the like the comic side of it too. But then also like we were still able to like at least touch base on like the political issues and stuff, and it was important to like that to be addressed. But like, God, Lex, he's such a fucking good villain. I hate him. I hate him.
She hates him too. She hates Lex. Whenever I bring up Lex, she's like, ugh. I'm like, are you doing that because you hate the character, or you're supposed to dislike the character anyway? She's like, no, I don't like him at all. I don't know him on the show. I'm like, okay. Like, he's
that was
hamming it up
with Damien Dark, and then everyone's like, he's so cool in Legends of Tomorrow. I'm like, no, I haven't watched Legends.
He fits on Legends
Damien.
because that's the kind of character he needed to be.
Right. That's fair, but
just referring to like the Black Adam movie about Atom Smasher and Cyclone, that they're taking more of an anti-hero approach. Yeah, because Black Adam's a villain, so they're definitely taking an anti-hero, I guess, approach. Because they're saying it's JSA stuff. So I'm guessing it's before he turns evil.
Right.
I don't know.
Would be cool. We're watching a villain origin story, which I think that's smart because like we don't really see that.
It's very different. It's a different approach than what we're used to. What do y'all think about the Spider-Man trilogy? So I'm guessing it's referring to Raimi. The first two movies are great. The third one, we have emo Spider-Man dancing in the streets. That little thing. Wait, I'm going to learn and copy that move at the wedding. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, no, you can't say that now and then not do it.
Oh, okay. It's just like when when we were doing that, what was it, trivia, and I just threw out saying you're never going to give you up, and you actually did it. That was so funny. That was so good.
I had to, just for you. That was all for you.
That was good. Only good part in Dark Phoenix is the visuals. Well, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
The second time they butchered that storyline. At least I think they butchered it. I didn't like it at all. I said in the theater, I'm like, really? This is how you're going to end the Fox X-Men line? Is this? I don't know. The Flash is probably the most comic book accurate of the Trinity. Oliver and Kara were very different in the comics.
Yeah.
I hear, especially with Oliver. Oliver was Batman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Flash more, comic accuracy. My only thing is, too, I'm surprised that we don't see Reverse Flash more. We've seen him a lot, but I'm surprised we don't see him more because of how connected he is to Barry. But
probably they don't want to overuse that yet. Maybe he might pop in later, but who knows? Who knows?
Maybe. Does anyone find it weird that Barry went from disguising his voice by vibrating his vocal cords to just That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So he doesn't.
He doesn't anymore, huh?
No. I feel like he might have done it because maybe he was like nervous or something. Maybe he felt like. I'm hoping that it's not because someone just kind of forgot. I hope that there's a reason why they didn't, because that's okay. Season 2 or season 6? I'm not sure what they're referring to.
Which show? There's a lot.
There's a lot. Don't forget about Justice League. Okay. He's saying season 2 or season 6, The Flash.
Oh.
2. You're talking about Zoom? Zoom, come on.
Zoom was so good. I just got my friend Addie, who's my +1 to your wedding. She's watching The Flash, and she keeps texting me. She's on season 2 right now. She just met Wally, and she keeps texting me like, I love Zoom, but I hate Zoom. What the heck? Who is Zoom? And then I'm like, and it's so cool because like she only started watching it because we did a switcheroo. I volunteered. I'm like, you got to watch one show I recommend. She's like, okay, but watch one show I recommend. So I got into Glee because of her. Uh-oh. I know. Okay. I watched it in my own time. But then I'm like, okay, if I'm watching Glee, I know Grant Gustin is in that one. You like Grant Gustin, right? She goes, yeah. I'm like, okay, you're watching The Flash. And like of any of like the superhero shows that I know she would enjoy, The Flash would be the one that she would prefer. So she's been texting it, and now literally because of her watching The Flash and she's texting me, she's now starting to like pique an interest. Like, is there any comics about this? Like, I want to read more about this. And what's that? And like, she's said, like, she's like, they keep talking in season 2 about Barry running back in time to save his mom, but that's not a good idea. And then I'm like, oh, sweetie. Oh, no.
You don't know. You don't know.
I'm just like, yeah,
well, it's good that she's enjoying it because, I mean, season 1 and season 2 is where it's at. Like, that's like
absolutely
Peak stuff. Now, if she really loves the show, she will stick with it.
Yeah.
You know.
She really loves it.
I wonder how she's going to respond to... no, wait. So, she's at the part with Wally.
Yeah.
Does she know the reveal of who Zoom is at
Not
this
yet.
point?
We're not there yet. I told her to call me when we get to that episode. Like, there was a few episodes that I'm like, okay, I need to be there to watch it. Like, season 1, episode 15, the whole, like, Cisco death thing that they faked us out on. She lost her fucking shit, and that was the best thing to witness ever. And so I tell her, like, okay, there's certain episodes you have to be there. I need to be there with you to watch. And she's watched the first crossover when they are introducing Legends for season 2 Flash with Hawk Girl.
Yes.
You know, and
the most useless crossover
Savage.
ever. Yes. Terrible crossover. And back then I thought it was cool. Now looking at Vandal Savage didn't really make an impact on anything. Hawkman, Hawkgirl literally did nothing, no impact.
I forgot they existed.
Yeah. I remember making a tweet a little while ago saying these 2 iconic DC characters are wasted entirely in the Arrowverse. People are like, well, what'd you expect? Arrowverse does it to everybody. I'm like, you kidding me?
No.
They wouldn't have 6 seasons of Supergirl, 8 seasons of Arrow if these shows and characters were butchered. It's just your perception of what you wanted the character to be.
Yep.
But man, it's really interesting how they introduce Zoom because when they reveal who Zoom is, because they do it during the Gorilla Grodd episode.
Exactly. You didn't expect it.
Weird. And then you're like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah,
because you're thinking, okay, is this the same Jay? The Jay we've been seeing this whole time? Or is this another Earth Jay that's actually Hunter Zolomon?
Yeah. And then you get the reveal. I'm like, what the fuck? But so good. I love early seasons of The Flash. I always rewatch it just to be like, oh, good times.
Good times. Eric Wallace, the showrunner. I said new showrunner because he jumped on since season 6. He loves Zoom. And he wants to bring Zoom back. He just doesn't know how. I'm like, oh, there's a way to bring him back. I don't know how either, but there's a way.
Yeah, where there's a will, there's a way. They brought Eobard back. They could bring Zoom. It's
called post-crisis. Everything has changed now. They can bring Zoom back.
Exactly. Basically, it's the reset button.
Zoom could be from another Earth.
Yep.
Easy peasy. The multiverse has been recreated. Why not?
A new multiverse.
Any thoughts on Jamie Foxx reprising his role as Electro? I mean, it's definitely odd. Especially because the fact that it's not the same. It can't be the same Electro. It can't be, right? I don't think. I'm not sure.
Unless it's going to be like multiverse-ish, you know? Because like...
In the multiverse of Electro.
Well, because like we haven't gotten confirmed that Andrew Garfield is going to be in that movie, right? Or like Tobey Maguire, but everyone keeps saying. But then like, there's so many characters confirmed in this movie that I'm like, there has to be some sort of like multiverse issue thing, right? Because then it should be. I feel like it only makes sense if it's like a multiverse situation. So that is the same Electrico that happened before with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Especially tying in with Doctor Strange, yeah. Exactly.
So I feel like it would be weird if it wasn't the same. I mean, the only person that I'm okay with is Jameson. Because he's too good, okay? He was the best thing about the original. There's no way that you couldn't do that.
Thank you, Panther, for reminding us of this horrible Red Tornado and Supergirl thing. Thank you. You remember Red Tornado, that bad design?
Wow, yes. They totally did Red Tornado wrong.
The only thing that came out of that was good was when it has them fighting and Supergirl is doing her heat vision and she uses so much power. She's like screams like, and it's like a really epic shot. That's the only thing that came out of that was actually good. And then they redid Red Tornado for Crisis on Earth X. Earth X when they had Nazi Red Tornado, I guess.
Which was crazy, but damn.
No one thought that was going to happen. Like, okay.
That was pretty good.
Jessica Jones or Supergirl? Good question.
They're too different. It's hard to compare.
Have you seen the whole show, Jessica Jones? Have you seen it?
Oh, God, I forgot there was a season 3. So, no, I got up to season 2.
I see the first 2 seasons, too. I forgot. That's the thing too, like, because they canceled the show before it even aired its final season. Same thing with Punisher.
Yeah, but I finished Punisher.
I watched the first couple episodes of season 2. I didn't finish it.
No, I feel like it got better. I think.
Yeah, it definitely was interesting, but I just time and there's things I think she pointed this out. She's like, we start stuff and we don't continue. I think it's because of you. I think we just don't continue because of you. Because literally, we started Once Upon a Time. We were into season 2. We stopped for a couple of months and we jumped in to watch 2 more episodes and then we stopped again. We started. It was a show that recently got canceled, The Order on Netflix.
Oh, I did hear that one. First
2 episodes, we haven't continued, and now all of a sudden, because have you seen Law and Order SVU? You've seen Law and Order SVU?
Yeah, I have.
Stabler's back. Stabler's back with a new show. You hear about that? No,
I did not.
There was a crossover with Stabler on SVU, and now he has his own show.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so he has his own show now. We watched that live, and we have now just all of a sudden on Hulu just started rewatching it from the beginning. SVU from the beginning. I think let's see, how many episodes did we get in? We watched tonight. We finished episode 17 of season 1. It's really weird seeing all young and stuff. But yeah, Stabler has a new show, Law and Order: Organized Crime.
Oh wow!
And the crossover is pretty interesting too. Do you know how he left the show? How Stabler left the show in SVU? Do you remember that or no?
Yeah, I do remember.
That is covered. They don't just sweep that over and go, yeah, don't worry about it. He didn't return because no contract signed, so he didn't pop up anymore after that last episode. They made a point for Benson to be very upset that you didn't tell me in person. You didn't come talk to me because he couldn't because he wasn't on the show. But they made sure that they're on the same page in terms of what's happening in this crossover. But understand, there is a lot of emotion here that has not been handled, and they keep it open.
I need to watch that. I need to watch that.
If you were to put together a crime syndicate in the Arrowverse, who would be in it, and would you have Zoom or Justin Quicker?
Ooh,
a crime syndicate. Now, if we want to do crime syndicate for a crossover, bring in the crime syndicate from the comics from Another Earth that they've done.
Yep.
That's what I would think would be. I'd rather do that, honestly, because I like that storyline a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Evil heroes. Evil heroes, man. Man, there's so many people asking questions. Yeah, Legend Season 6 trailer's out if you wanted to check it out. No.
When was the last season you watched of Legends?
I remember seeing the season 4 premiere and I couldn't continue after that. I was like, I can't. And this was years after it had already aired. I tweeted out, okay, I'm gonna see. Yep. I'm like, nope, because I ended at the end of season 3 when they had the big Bebo fight with Malice or whatever. Yep. Yeah, that was it. And then of course, part 5 of Crisis, they have to have a giant Bebo, even though it's not really Bebo. They had to have a giant Bebo.
I know.
And then they had a reference. My kids are not going to watch this show. Diggle says my kids are not going to watch this show. Why are you breaking the fourth wall saying your kids are going to watch Legends of Tomorrow? Is Legends of Tomorrow a show in the Arrowverse that they watch too? I
have no clue. I'm just like, that season 3 finale, it confirmed in me. I'm like, this is not the direction. And like, I've said this once. I feel like you agree with me. Legends didn't start off being the tone it is now. Not dissing the show, but everyone's like, oh, Legends is always supposed to be lighthearted. It's like, do you not? Season 1, they killed Snart. You had that most emotional episode when Rip Hunter finally gets reunited with his family. He was going to sacrifice himself, but then decides not to. And like that whole emotional sequence of that. And then season 2 was even emotional too. And like after that, it just wasn't anymore, which is fine. But that was the show I was interested in watching. That was the tone I like. And so when it shifted gears like that, I'm like, this is not what I signed on for. I finished season 3 because I don't like leaving seasons unfinished. And like, after that, I'm like, I can't do that anymore. And then that crossover happened. We saw Bebo. I'm like, son of a bitch. I can't escape. I can't
Can't
escape.
escape the Debo.
No, no.
Season 2 even started getting a little bit strange because they literally had the JSA.
Yep.
And then Rip Hunter just puts them randomly throughout time, and they're just like regular people in time. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all connected to whatever the storyline was. I get it. They're all separated for different reasons to kind of hide whatever away from the villains. I get it. But it's like, but then again, they had their own version of the Legion of Doom, kinda.
Yeah, that was pretty sick though, like that ending and stuff. And I'm like, they should have continued that. And then they couldn't use Rip Hunter anymore because the actors, like, originally, like, their time frame of when they were filming, that's why he was in it season 1. But then season 2, he couldn't be in it anymore. So, like, or at least like lined up of when he could be in it, which is why they had to write out that Rip wasn't there. So it made sense. But yeah, no, season 1 and 2, Prime, and then nope. I can't. Nope, not for me.
Up to the point before the giant Bebo fight in season 3 finale, I liked how they brought a lot of the characters back throughout the season.
Yeah.
That they had on the show. Like, okay, there's like they're bringing all them. It's kind of like we're bringing the Justice League of Legends into the mix. We have all these characters. So that was interesting. But then it's like, okay, guys, we got to become Giant Bebo. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No. What's happening? Well, I thought about it. Were you thinking about him? I was thinking about him too. And then become Giant Bebo.
That was so redonkulous. I couldn't. And, like, my other reason for stopping Legends is because, like, at that point, I only had 2 characters that I loved on that show left, and then they killed one off in the crossover. And
Stein.
Yeah. And then the other one, I'm like, God damn it, now I can't. Why? So I thought Constantine would keep me enough in to want to stay, but damn.
I remember watching the Constantine episodes before he became a regular. I'm like, oh, Constantine. Because it was so cool they brought him back.
Exactly.
I forgot about this because I watched the Constantine show when it aired.
Too. Yeah.
I forgot. They had cast Dinah Drake on that show.
Oh, yeah.
She played a completely different character on his show. And it's all connected. His show is connected to the Arrowverse, so technically she played. So she has a twin out there. She's got a twin. Who knows?
That's crazy. Didn't even remember that.
What did you guys not like about the Suicide Squad? What do you think of Starro being the villain in the sequel? I mean, Starro's definitely an interesting choice. It's definitely a James Gunn choice. The Suicide Squad, they cut so much out, and the fact that a trailer company edited the film is an issue.
Yeah.
And it just...
I feel like they rushed a lot.
Enchantress. Then this little fucking dance shit.
I feel like for me personally, what flopped was the direction of it. Like, the premise itself was good, but I don't think it was handled well. Like, the premise was fine, but I just think the execution, they forced a lot. I feel like they tried too hard instead of just letting the characters be, if that makes sense. Like, and then, like, the whole Joker thing, which was, like, a huge thing, like, that was so out of character for him and there, and, like, it would make more sense if, like, we saw the Joker but not go after Harley. Like, if he so happened to be in the area and then Harley thinks that, this is how I would write it, Harley thinks that she's there to save her. So, like, he sees them on the plane. She goes, Mr. J! And, like, some funny thing where she, like, goes to run off and he, like, she's holding onto the thing, right? Like, holding onto the cable, and he looks down and he's like, Harley! You know, like, some sort of, like, conniving thing like that. But then they shoot the plane and, like, he didn't try to, like, pull her up and she just dropped, right? But, like, she's still devastated if he, like, quote-unquote died, you know?
Yeah.
Because then, like, I feel like that would make more sense because, like, in the comics, he does not give a shit about Harley, you know? Like, he doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. But, like, they played this whole, like, psychotic love romance thing. I'm like, that's not it. And then, like, they made the characters too out of character for how their origins were, if they had just left them alone and let them be how their origins were and how their interactions would work, the movie would be so much better.
I hear you. I think that the biggest thing for me was the fact that Enchantress
Yeah.
I don't know, just felt kind of odd at times, just doing a little dance. And the thing is, it's so weird because, like, I thought Jared had a very different Joker in Suicide Squad, very different than what we've seen before.
Mm-hmm.
But then he does a different version of Joker in the Snyder Cut when he's able to redo the character again. And I'm like, I wonder how this Joker would have been received in Suicide Squad. But then again, it's like I want to see what was cut out of Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
Because David Ayer has openly admitted at least 30 to 40 minutes of footage is gone. And of course, it's edited a certain way, so even the stuff that was still remaining was different in context than what he wanted because they edited a certain way. You know, they wanted it to be like this and not like that. Like, apparently it was a very dark movie before they took control.
Right.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because I would love to see how that would have gotten, you know, like how that direction would have went.
Just in case you needed to know that.
Why? Thanks, Joel.
Apparently, was season 2 dark as fuck? I felt it was dark, but I just don't remember.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely dark. Yeah, no, it was definitely dark. I need to rewatch it, but yeah.
I agree. Professor Stein's death was definitely surprising. I wasn't.
Oh god.
But then, he was done though. He wanted to move on.
Yeah.
We're not real fans.
Oh no. Damn. It's time to do a career switch.
So make sure all the DC and Marvel stuff you own, make sure you sell it back because you don't need it no more. You're not real.
I'm a fake fan. Damn, I've been caught.
Damn. Yeah, I've been looking at the entirety of season 8 of Arrow on season 8. The entirety of Arrow on Blu-ray. I'm looking at trying to buy that. I'm a fake fan though. It's over $100. Even though it's got season 4 on Blu-ray, I won't fucking want it, but I will buy it.
Yeah.
Eventually I'm gonna rewatch that whole show.
I should get rid of all my cosplays. Damn.
Yeah, you should. All that stuff that you're I'll stop it.
Shut
down your Patreon.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
Damn.
You might as well shut down your YouTube channel because what's the point?
Yeah.
Oh, Fernando's got a good point. Dinah cloned herself. That's what happened. She cloned herself.
Absolutely.
That's what happened.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen Black Lightning. I've seen like the first couple episodes of season 2 and I stopped.
It's getting super good. I'm on season 3 right now, and it's super good. I really like it. It's its own entity, and I'm like getting to the point where I'm leading up to the crossover with leading into the Crisis, and it's getting fucking good. I like it. They have a different way of doing things, but that's because the Black Lightning is a different hero, you know. And I love Black Lightning and like Young Justice, which I know you watch. So like. That show is so good. I will live and die for that family. But yeah.
Oh, Young Justice. They're getting close to getting done with Young Justice.
I'm ready. I'm so ready. I can't wait. Young Justice, like when I was watching it at the time, was my favorite show I was watching because every episode was so fucking good. Love it.
And it's unfortunate that in season 3 you can tell the budget went down because of DC. I'm hoping HBO Max gave them more money for season 4.
That's what I'm hoping for too. That's what I'm hoping for too.
Someone asked one of the creators, Greg Wiseman, on Twitter, I think yesterday, like, so why'd you call season 4 of Young Justice Phantoms? He's like, that's a spoiler. People are like, well, so why'd you do this? Because Aaron asks this question all the time. He's like, that's a spoiler. Can't tell you. It's like, there's a reason why it's called Phantoms. Like, if you looked at the titles of season 3, it's all about the anti-life equation. Like, that's how there's all something connecting.
Exactly.
I cannot believe they did that crap. Because of course they did. Ending of season 2, Vandal Savage and Darkseid handshake. It's like, of course, the next thing we're gonna do is New Gods and shit, and we're getting the anti-life equation in the middle.
That was such a crazy ending, and then it's like we waited so long to get a season 3. Like,
and then they're like, oh, by the way, Legion Ring.
Legion Ring. I'm like, so good. So good. Such a good fucking show, truly. If you guys don't watch Young Justice, please do. You need to. Fucking good. Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
Yes, Young Justice Season 3 is While the Young Justice show isn't accurate whatsoever to how the team is in the comics, tone and character-wise, it's still very well. To me, it's one of the best, I think one of the best DC animated shows they've ever done. And it's not because they have the ability to do all these characters, because they are finding ways to make them all work.
Yeah.
And I liked how in season 3 they really changed the dynamic with all of the different heroes and different teams. And
but then there was still that episode towards the end when we got to do a mission with the OG team minus Wally. Oh God, they're gotta bring him back.
Oh, that episode where they brought in their younger selves and kind of like
God,
weird dream thing.
Balling mess. It was so good, but yeah, that's so fucking good.
I'm telling you, I'm now thinking Phantoms. I'm telling you, Wally's coming back. I'm telling you,
he has to.
I think he's stuck in the Speed Force. He is not.
I think so. I think he's stuck in the Speed Force, and I don't think he's dead. I think he's dead. And then that episode when like they faked Wally letting go of Artemis, I'm like, that's gonna bite them in the ass. And I personally was all for the whole like Roy and Artemis thing. But then they said that she's like, I don't like you like that. I'm like, are you sure? You played that up a lot, and I'm like, I would love to see that kind of. That's what I'm saying. Like, are you sure? like I would just love to see more of that. You know.
You cannot. Emunet and Goldface cannot crash my wedding because they'll be like, Daddy likes the middle. Okay. You can whatever you're thinking, you can do it. But I had a funny thing that happened in a live stream. So we were talking about Snyder Cut. We're talking about the Steppenwolf and Darkseid where he comes through like the slab and talking to Steppenwolf. And so he goes, all of existence shall be mine. Then he leaves, and Steppenwolf stands up, and then he comes back in, and Steppenwolf's like, yes, Master. He gets back on his knees, and he just stares at him. He goes, Darkseid goes to him, Daddy likes the metal. And then he leaves. And that'd be the greatest. And I said, that is the release the Snyder Cut. That is the director Snyder Cut.
Wow.
I like this question. I don't think they can do Blackest Night. Not if they're ending the show. They have to end the show at that point, I would think.
Yeah.
They could though, because they've set up pretty much all of the DC pantheon of characters. And they're introducing new characters all the time.
Yep. But I love how they do it in a way that it's not overwhelming. Like it's its own universe, you know, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be great.
I would like the Blackest Night storyline is if that they did it. It's the ending of the show, but maybe they could find a way to do like a multiverse type thing where it's another Earth that had to go through the Blackest Night, like another universe had. I don't know. And
I just want the same creators to keep making shows with that universe, with the Young Justice universe, because anything they do is going to be fucking great. Like, truly. What?
Just thinking.
What?
What if a Wally from another Earth shows up and he is explaining to them the Blackest Night storyline that just happened on his universe and he had to escape and he is the only survivor that he knows of. And him jumping Earths triggers the events of the Blackest Night on that universe because now they know about it.
Oh my God.
And they use the same voice actor as Wally, but this is another Wally. And they're like, oh my God, Wally's back. And he's like, you don't understand. Everybody that I knew and love are dead because of...
Oh no. Oh, that would hurt. But that would be amazing.
That would be a brutal way to go.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, man. We can leave the blonde friend.
Are they going to go up like, we should get married too?
Listen, Crisis on Earth X was one of my favorite crossovers. I'd like to pretend the ending of Crisis on Earth X didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Not in your eyes. Like
No.
Nope. Not happened.
No.
Do you think in Young Justice when Wally comes back, he's going to be with Linda Park if he comes back? Maybe. I mean, that'd be difficult because
that'd be hard.
Artemis.
I know.
Artemis. Well, wait, did Wally disappear in season 1 or season 2?
Season 2.
Because I was thinking, like, was it season 1 and they had another? Because it makes sense because they had 2 big cliffhangers for season 2. They had Wally disappearing, and then Darkseid, Vandal Savage basically shaking hands on something.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
For the longest time, we thought the show was gone.
Yep.
Another thing that was brought back because of the campaigning of fans. So basically, Warner Brothers will do anything you ask them to do. But then again, people were demanding, which you haven't seen Falcon Winter Soldier. People were demanding for something in Falcon Winter Soldier that's very specific to the episode, episode 3, and Marvel released it because people were demanding it so much. So less than a week, Marvel gave in and released something like the Snyder Cut. Not really, but they released something.
I need to watch.
It's a weird thing. But it's so weird. Did you hear about Bart Allen?
I did. Jordan Fisher. I will say I'm happy with the casting. I'm still confused because so is he the son or the grandson?
Son. I talked to I had him last week on a live stream. Andy from Screen Rant. I don't know if he follows you, but we talked for like over 2 hours. It was crazy. But he on Twitter, after the news came out by Deadline or Variety or whatever, who dropped it, and then it was everywhere. He went to CW personally and went, okay, can we, because they're saying son. Everyone's like, no, he's grandson in the comics. He went and they asked it, no, we're changing the continuity. He is the son of Barry and Iris. So, and then he brought up something too. In season 6, when Wally shows up, back up, he mentions how he was in the Speed Force and he saw Nora. He mentions her name, and this was post-crisis. So Nora's still out there, another version of Nora. So people are saying, is Bart and Nora twins? And Andy can't confirm that. He doesn't know.
Tornado twins?
Well, we don't know if they're doing a version of that with Nora and Bart. He's like, I couldn't get that information. All I know is that he's the son, not grandson. Which everyone was like, he's the grandson. No, he's not.
Okay.
So the Variety and Deadline and all them, they were not wrong when they reported it that was the son.
Okay. I mean, that's bumming because I think there's something important about him being the grandson because like there's that line that Barry said in the beginning of season 4 when he's like, we're going to need a lot of diapers, which references the fact that they have twins. So I'm like, I feel like they should have twins, but I felt like that should have been like Dawn and and Bart should be revealing that they have twins at some point. I don't know. That was my personal opinion, but that has nothing to do with the casting. I think Jordan Fisher is going to be great. I'm super excited for him because I feel like he's going to crush it. I feel like he will embody who Bart is very well. So I think that's going to be very cool. So nothing to do with the actor. I'm just like, oh well. I'll probably get over it once they go in. Like maybe, hopefully they do it in a way that I'm like, okay, I can get on board with the fact that at least on here he's the son. But it's like, grandson.
Well, then I'm wondering, are the grandkids going to be the Tornado Twins? If they're doing that.
Ooh, grandkids are the Tornado Twins? Then that's fine. Yeah.
And they have confirmed, because he's popping up in episode 17, which is the 150th episode, and episode 18 is the finale. They're doing less episodes. But they're saying he's popping up because the biggest threat ever is going to be popping up. And I'm thinking, who is that? Who's the biggest threat? Because I thought the biggest threat was Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, it's Zoom. No, it's Savitar. Is it I'm thinking it's the real Godspeed. Like, not a clone.
Augustus.
It's the real Godspeed.
Which I've been wanting for so goddamn long. I've been asking for Godspeed for so long.
And I think we might be getting them finally. Favorite superhero and supervillain. And I'm guessing this covers the gambit. You don't you can say just from wherever.
Okay. In Marvel,
Mm.
I like Captain America. He's one of my favorites.
Okay.
For superhero, favorite Marvel supervillain. Coming back to that, let me do heroes first. DC, specifically for the heroes, I do love me a superhero. It's a tie because obviously I love the Flash, but I also love Beast Boy.
Good picks. Good.
Yeah.
Good picks.
I love Beast Boy, but then I also love Raven. And then super villains. Okay, let's go back. DC, I like Deathstroke. I think he's a really ruthless villain. I think he's cool. Okay, if I had to pick a Marvel supervillain, I think, to be honest, I'm just gonna default to. Oh, Agatha. Wait, hold on. First, Scarlet Witch. Like, yeah, Agatha was a great villain.
Agatha all along.
It was Agatha.
That song is so catchy.
It's so good. So
good.
fucking good.
Batman, no question.
Mm-hmm.
Villain. Well, I don't know who my favorite villain is for DC. I don't know. I would say maybe Darkseid.
Ooh, yeah.
I would think Joker, but I feel like that's too. I don't know. I feel like it's too easy of an answer because I'm like, oh, you know, this. Like, Darkseid is just, he wants the anti-life equation. All of existence shall be mine.
Yeah.
The different iterations they've had throughout the years of the character, whether it's with Ray Porter from live action, the Snyder Cut, or all the different iterations, animation or comics, it's been fantastic. The character's so good. They always find ways to make them interesting. Marvel, Spider-Man, or Wolverine, it's kind of tied. Villain, throw a curveball. Character called Onslaught from the comics.
Ooh.
Character, basically, the kind of a gist of it, he is a character created from the darkness inside Professor X's mind. He kidnaps Reed and Sue Richards' child. And he fights the entirety of the Marvel Universe. And from what I remember from the comics, he fought the Hulk single-handedly for days on end, non-stopping. And after that, Hulk finally beat him in a match. But it took days of fighting to finally break through and kill Onslaught. Because basically the entire, a good majority, or I think, or pretty much all of Marvel was killed by Onslaught. He was just wiping out. I remember he fought Juggernaut and killed him with no real fight. Just dead.
That'd be a good villain to put into live action.
Oh, if only. Oh, a good secondary option? Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, I hated him in the movie, but like the fucking comics, he's great.
Did you watch the X-Men animated series from the 90s? Did you ever watch that? That
Yeah,
voice actor for Apocalypse was perfect. So right now, and they really went with that whole like Egyptian tie-in in the Four Horsemen with Apocalypse. They really pushed that heavily in Sabanur. Like, it was so good. And then we had freaking Cable coming back from the like time and jumping over the bishop and shit. It was so good. That show was bonkers as crap. It can never be done again like that. Never. It's got a point here. They should be called. They screw up the timeline, and because Bart coming back is going to screw up the timeline. He's not supposed to interact with his dad in that capacity, and he's going to
again.
A dingus. When do you think the Arrowverse should introduce the Dark Multiverse?
I feel like that'll be a great crossover.
They teased Red Death before on Flash.
They have.
During the Vice Museum, they had a mention of Red Death. I'm thinking, I'm going to throw this theory. Maybe you've heard this theory before, maybe not. Since I don't think we can get Bruce Wayne as Red Death. We have Wallace Day now as Kate Kane. Because I was saying Ruby Rose as a Kate Kane version within the multiverse, and she becomes Red Death. We now have Wallace. What if she exits Batwoman season 2 at the end? She's doing her own thing. And then we introduce Flash season 8, Red Death with Wallace Day as Red Death.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
She already played I'm trying to remember it because I didn't see much of Krypton, but I know that she was a very serious character on Krypton. I feel like she could pull this crap off.
Oh, absolutely.
Because see the way you could do it, Red Death suit, you don't make it built like it's a female wearing it. You hide it. You have a different voice, and then the reveal, it's a Kate Kane, and Barry's like, Kate Kane, and then she just mops the floor with him because he wasn't expecting this at all.
Exactly. Oh, that would be so fucking good. That'd be so fucking good.
I think you do like Superman Lois. What you've seen
I
so
do.
far. It's
From
so
what I've
good.
seen so far, I love the show. I think it's really great. I love Tyler Hoechlin. I will follow him to the ends of the fucking earth and watch anything he does.
Oh, I know you would. I really wish we went to Comic Con because they would have had a panel at Comic Con.
We would have gone.
Um,
One day.
what was Oh yeah, his first suit they saw for a little bit in the pilot. That was so cool.
It was
It's
so
like,
good.
where'd you get your suit? My mom made it for me, and he flew
That
away
was
like,
so
oh,
fucking cute. That was so fucking cute.
And now you can speak on this because you've seen all the Arrowverse shows. The difference in the quality of Superman and Lois, like the visual.
My god, it's a whole different show, a whole different atmosphere. I'm like, why can't the other shows be like this? But also, like, I get it. But also, it's so fucking good. And, like, I feel like it's its own league. It makes me jealous. I'm like, I wish the other shows were like this, but fuck, like, this is so good. Maxwell, no.
It's so funny because he doesn't even put it in context. He just says, and I killed Sparky too.
Oh god, I heard it. No.
What are your thoughts on Jean Grey's character arc in Dark Phoenix? She was like, Brittany, answer the question. Like, okay, I'll find the question for her.
Oh, that's the question.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So can you answer the question? I'm like, okay, where's it at?
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. There's a lot of people commenting. It's kind of hard to keep up.
I personally felt like they could have done a little better with the arc in Dark Phoenix. It felt like it's another one of those moments. So it's like slightly rushed. You know, I feel like they could have capitalized on her decision and like her like weariness to follow through and like go Dark Phoenix and everything, and maybe show more of that struggle and like the regret. But like, I don't know. I feel like they could have handled that very well. They could have expanded more on that, but they didn't.
Well, the thing is too, they had in both timelines they had X-Men Last Stand. They had young Jean Grey lift all those cars she had early on. In this one, if I remember correctly, it opens with her parents dying in a car crash because she does something and caused them like
they were fighting or something in the car.
Yeah, she had powers early on, and she showed them again. It feels like once she gets the Phoenix Force in her, she's just basically just being guided along by Jessica Chastain's character, who you don't even like. Apparently, they were Skrulls before rewrites and stuff, because Captain Marvel came out, and they're like, oh crap, they're doing a lot of stuff we were going to do, so we got to rewrite this and change it.
Yeah.
I feel like Jessica Chastain, she's a great actress. I really like her, and I feel like she was completely wasted in that movie. And the visuals were pretty good. Got to give props to Dark Phoenix, but it's like, not really Dark Phoenix.
They could have focused on the actual arc instead of just, I feel like they didn't give her enough like.
And they even teased
development
stuff in Apocalypse.
I know.
So now you're retconning that too. It's like, nah. Now she has the Phoenix Force in her,
right?
But what about before when we're dealing with she's seeing stuff in these visions and Apocalypse shows up and then Professor's like, let it go, Jean. Ah!
I know.
It's like, because I'm thinking at that point, okay, so you're doing the Dark Phoenix and you're establishing what happened in that movie, and now it's going to tie into
Apocalypse. But
nope, just all over again. Oh, they're going to go to space. Oh, there's the Phoenix Force powers. Da, 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 da. Like, if it wasn't for her letting go her Phoenix Force abilities at that point, Apocalypse wouldn't have died. He probably would have destroyed the whole Earth.
Probably.
Which they couldn't do that because they've already done the end of Days of Future Past where Wolverine wakes up and everybody's fine. Yep. And we see Jean there, and it's like, oh, there's Famke again. Oh, she's alive. Oh, great. Okay, so anything that happens in these movies, it won't matter because she's fine.
We got rebooted.
We got rebooted. The one thing I wanted, why didn't they have... I guess it wouldn't make sense because he probably wouldn't be there, but I was surprised they didn't have a way for Magneto to kind of redeem himself and have Ian McKellen in that flash forward at the end. It like he's like a professor or something, and Wolverine's like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Exactly.
He's like, I'm a professor. He's like, "You're teaching history, Logan." He's like, "History?" Like, no, Wolverine's not a teacher, but apparently he is a teacher.
Yeah.
And then people pointed out too, I think it's another timeline because I think they said Logan, the final Wolverine, is in an alternate timeline, kind of. But it's like if you look at it in a couple of years, at the end of Days Future Past, Professor X kills everybody accidentally.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yep.
Since you both are into filmmaking and stuff besides Snyder, is there any director in particular you would rather see helming a DC film? Ryan Coogler, who directed Black Panther and Creed. And
yeah.
I'd like to see what he could do. Maybe with like Cyborg, maybe?
Yeah, Cyborg would be good. I'm glad that at least in the Snyder Cut we got more Cyborg in that one too. Just throwing that out there.
I would throw in a little thing here. Cyborg leading the Teen Titans.
Hell yeah! I love that. Oh, like a good live action Teen Titans. Not to diss the TV show that's happening. I have my reservations, but that would be cool. That would be cool to see.
Have you seen the suits they're giving to some of the characters?
I've seen Blackfire suit. I've seen Blackfire suit, and I've seen Starfire's.
Okay. Did you see Red Hood?
No, I need to see some Red Hoods, but should I wait? But I'm like, fuck. I'm like,
they released it officially though.
I need to see it. Hold on, let me look it. Let me find it. Teen Titans Red Hood. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh, that's fuck. Do I like the fact that we're getting a Red Hood without the actual killing, Joker involvement of that?
Apparently they are going to cover that. I don't know. It's not confirmed because we haven't seen the show yet.
I know, but I'm so scared because I love the Teen Titans, but I'm so scared.
I agree. I am still there that they announced Wonder Girl, and they knew and went with it. They announced a new Wonder Girl, Yara Flor from the comics. They were going to introduce her. They announced they were developing a show for CW, and then they didn't move forward with it.
That's stupid. That would have been great.
Well, also with Wonder Girl season 2, Titans, that was fantastic, right? Well,
Didn't happen. Stupidest death ever.
The helmet is stupid. Are you referring to Diggle's dumb helmet?
Or the Red Hood one?
He showed up in my last live stream. Diggle's dumb helmet. He was Diggle's dumb ring after the Arrow finale.
I love that.
Diggle's dumb helmet. Like, what happened? He's like, because I had I had a thumbnail and I used an image of Diggle's dumb helmet just as like, whatever. I was just bored. I made a thumbnail. He's like, your thumbnail has brought me back to the good times when everything was right in the world. And then he brought up Anthony Knight. He's like, I'm still wanting Anthony Knight to wear me because he wanted Anthony Knight to wear Diggle's dumb helmet.
He would look great in Diggle's dumb helmet.
He would.
He would.
Oh, we were getting Powerpuff Girls over Wonder Girl. We are.
I have such mixed emotions about it.
Did you see the photo?
Yes, I did. I saw the photo. Listen, do I think that Powerpuff Girls should have gotten it over Wonder Girl? No. Do I think the casting is great? I mean, Chloe Bennett, Dove Cameron, I feel like the casting is great, but do I want a live-action Powerpuff Girls? Mm-hmm. No. The casting looks great. Looks like it's going to be a stupid, cheesy, fun show. But I go in expecting that. But Wonder Girl show.
I'm hoping that Powerpuff Girls, that photo, is the last thing before they disband. And when they come back together, we have proper suits that they put on and they upgrade because that's not going to fly. You have Superman and Lois quality suits now.
I know.
You have the Flash, who has a comic book accurate suit, and I get it. In the lore, in the past, that's what they wore. But this is different. This is not the same thing.
They're adults now, so they can't always do that. But I'm going in knowing that that's a show I should not try to take seriously. It's just going to be what it is.
So you're like, please, can you do something different?
I know.
And it wasn't all about Mia Smoke. It was going to be the Canaries too. But are you disappointed that it didn't get picked up?
I kind of was. I would have loved to see it because, especially, at first, I didn't like Mia. I didn't like her at all. But then, we got that reboot, and then you saw, the lead-up with everything, with John's kids and like that love triangle thing. And I'm just like, this is so good. This is so good. And then we don't get to go into anything about that at all. Like the pilot itself was really good. Like that setup that they had, I'm like, why can't we go more into that? So I am bummed that we don't get to go more into that storyline. But yeah, too bad we don't get it. Fuck.
Point. They pick up Powerpuff Girls over Green Arrow and the Canaries. They did.
That still hurts. That still hurts.
And the thing is, too, Green Arrow and the Canaries would have been a part of the HBO Max still, like Superman and Lois. Better,
which would have been amazing. Higher
budget, better cameras, and it would have went to HBO Max and not Netflix. And I know favorite Robin. I mean, no question, Dick Grayson.
Yeah, Dick Grayson.
No question.
Yep.
I want Katie Cassidy back too.
Hell yeah. She's my preferred Black Canary.
Preferred. Preferred. Because when I was doing the live stream with Andy from Screen Rant, he was telling me about he hated the fact that they made Sarah more like Black Canary before they really had Laurel become Black Canary. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, because I think at first they had Sarah dead. And they changed it. Like, oh no, let's keep her alive. Let's make her like Oliver. Okay, well, just whatever. How do you feel about the redeemable villains when it doesn't make sense to you when it does not? I guess it depends on how.
It depends on the villain, and it depends on the situation.
Gorilla Grodd was redeemed. King Shark was redeemed. Kinda.
Yeah, which was fine, but it's like Damien Dark.
No. That's one you don't know. No. It's like, well, Gorilla Grodd, he became like the Gorilla Flash or whatever. Like that when he fought. That was so cool. I liked that a lot. That was crazy. But King Shark, they slowly were trying to do something with that because, like, then again, that Gorilla Grodd versus King Shark was a fantastic.
Oh, that was so good.
So I think one of the he might have commented on other people's reactions, but one of the leading guys on the animation of that, he was watching people's reactions to that fight because he wanted to see how people responded. Oh my god, people were losing their minds watching that.
It was
so good. And yeah, it was in the dark, but it doesn't matter. It was hiding. It doesn't matter. Oh, you got a point. We never found out how Dynatrick woke up in the future. Point.
Huh.
In that backdoor pilot, she just wakes up in the future. We never found out how.
Wow.
It wasn't
right.
And it wasn't the Monitor.
No.
Because the Monitor's dead.
Barry.
Yeah, Barry did it. No, I don't.
Damn it, Barry.
Can you imagine? Let's be honest. Vivo was the worst part of Crisis on Earth.
Yes.
Oh, fun fact! In case you wanted to go back and watch this.
What?
So ever since Ruby Rose, of course, got fired or quit or whatever, what do you want to believe? We've heard a lot of stuff behind the scenes past the point. Go back and watch the Anti-Monitor fight in Part 5 Crisis. You want to know who wasn't on set at all for that fight? Ruby Rose. It's all stunt double the whole time. Every other actor in that fight, they're on, you see them. Clear as day. Close-ups, you can tell. At times you can tell it's stunt doubles, but they're there.
Right.
They never do a close-up of Batwoman. Never. It's always far away shots. It's never, because she wasn't there. Wasn't there.
Interesting.
Yeah. After you find out that she only demands 6 hours a day to shoot, and you kind of start to see that. I've heard. I've heard stuff. Yeah, she started demanding 6 hours a day per shoot, and whenever she wasn't there, they had stand-ins way more than normal to make the scenes work. And they had to do. I'm trying to remember. I think they did more single shots where she was not in the same frame as somebody because she actually wasn't there.
Right.
You're going
interesting
with that instantly. Wow. Can Britt answer my question? Well, let me find your question, Alex.
What's the question? Sorry.
Oh, would you like to see Olivia Rodrigo as Donna Troy?
Oh, that would be an interesting choice. I wouldn't be opposed to that one. I feel like this should be a good addition to that one. I need to see her more in acting stuff outside of High School Musical, the series, but like I feel like she could.
Okay.
Yeah, she plays the lead in it. So, but I could see it. Like she could play like a younger Donna Troy, but like I could see it as an iteration of that. I feel like she might have to be a little older, but maybe if she was older, then she could play it. But yeah, definitely. Or like a younger version. But yeah, I'm cool with that.
I hear what you're saying. That was the season 7 finale when they showed the Monitor and Felicity before they go through the portal. That they reused that shot to make it make sense, because at the end of season 7, Oliver, of course, gets told by the Monitor he needs him to save the multiverse. And then we see all these things, then Oliver's gone, then we see Mia growing up, and then Felicity is old, and then she's told by Monitor, there's no way going back. And she's like, don't matter. She steps through the portal, and that's it. Well, now we know where she went. Now we know. So
she died.
He died in Crisis. Monitor is dead. That was from, because he jumps through time. So, because basically the time is running, but for him, he's above time, basically.
Yeah.
Like he's a god. He's like above all that crap. So he can travel to whatever time before his death. So he traveled to that time and took Felicity and sent her to where Oliver is. But he still died in the timeline. He's still dead. Now he can't travel anywhere else. That's just kind of how it is. Favorite crossover so far? I mean, he's crossed on Earth X. No question.
Earth X was great. I watch it and then I stop at the last 5 minutes. And then I just rewatch it again.
Why? That's the best part. You got all that up to the best part. You know what would have made that scene better is if Dicko was wearing his dumb helmet during that wedding portion.
Damn.
Yeah.
Too bad.
He stands in the pose. Dicko's dumb helmet.
Yeah.
I heard they're remaking the original Last of Us. I don't know why they're doing that.
But
it's been going around. I don't understand it. Apparently it's for PS5 and that it's going to look better than Last of Us Part 2, but it's like we've already played the game though. And it already looks great as is. I don't know. I finally bought Last of Us Part 2. I haven't played it yet though. But the Last of Us Part 1 is fantastic. Terry McGinnis in live action for Batman?
that would be interesting. I think Terry would be great.
The fact that I was surprised because I had heard rumors that Terry was going to be in Crisis. Didn't happen. Well, originally they had artwork and this was shown online, and it was like, what? Before they got Kevin Conroy, they drew like just fan art, or not fan art, but they drew like
Concept art.
Concept art. That's the word of Michael Keaton.
Wow.
I don't know. Oh. Polka Dot Man shall rise. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
Number one favorite Arrowverse season?
Depends on the show.
Yeah. Because I mean,
Arrow season 2 was a personal favorite of mine.
No complaints here. It's either season 1 or season 2 for that show.
Honestly. Oh, absolutely. Both those two. Same thing with The Flash. Season 1 and season 2. Stuck with both. Mm-hmm. Supergirl season 2 for me.
Oh, season 3.
But then season 3, Rain was so fucking good.
I felt it, but I didn't do it. I was about to like start tearing up seeing new Rain footage in the 100th episode of Supergirl when she showed up.
No!
I'm like, fucking Rain. Oh my god, the best character they've ever done on the show, but it's Supergirl.
She was so fucking good. So fucking good.
Because I heard that she had shot one scene, like as Sam, when she talked to Lena. And I'm thinking,
that's all we're gonna get?
I got it. And all of a sudden, we're seeing new shit with Rain. I'm like, oh my fucking god, this is so good.
She was so good. She was such a good villain. Such a fucking good villain. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will never be over that. I will never forgive them for that. Great. I love that.
It's a meme. It's a meme.
I love every time Barry like transports him anywhere and he's just like, oh fuck. It's the best part.
Favorite animated superhero TV show?
Young Justice.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
Oh wait, Teen Titans though. The OG Teen Titans.
See, I would say Batman the animated series from the 90s.
Ooh.
Spider-Man 90s animated series, X-Men 90s animated series. I grew up on that shit. Like
the 90s had their shit down.
The 90s knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
You also can't slide Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. They're technically they're two separate shows, but technically to me, it's the same show because it's a continuation of Justice League, and then they just add a bunch of characters.
Exactly. Oh my god, dude! Sorry, I just looked. I need to go back to editing.
It's all good. It's been crazy. We were talking for what, almost 2 hours. Jesus.
But it was so nice talking with you again and just chatting.
Of course.
We have such busy schedules and stuff, so it's nice to just finally get to like chat.
Of course. I was surprised seeing in the chat. I'm like, oh crap! Hello.
I finally had a time.
It's been crazy. So so you're flying up the day before the wedding.
Yep.
When are you flying back?
I fly back Sunday.
Okay. So got to figure out. What are you flying out in the evening or in the morning?
I think my flight leaves at like noon, like 12:30.
Okay. Definitely have to figure out something because I definitely want to hang out a little bit if possible before.
Yeah, we could do breakfast or something. I don't know if you guys are open to that, but yeah. Or I could see if like we fly before. I don't know. Late night dinner. I don't know what your guys' plans are, what your organization is, but let me know.
We'll figure something out. I mean, we're trying to, because I mean, I think we have that Friday. Of course, we're doing the rehearsal dinner.
Of course.
And all that. Are you flying in the morning on Friday, or when are you flying in?
Let me check my. Let me save my email. Oh God. Okay. Makes me excited. I'm so excited to see you. Okay. Full itinerary. Let's see. I land. Oh, come on. It's so stupid how it's lined up. Okay. Hotel, blah, blah, blah. Confirmation. Where's my confirmation? Okay. I land May 7th at... Says I land at 5 p.m.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. That's the wrong date. Okay, but 5:45 p.m.
Okay. So I think we have the rehearsal dinner like around that time. But after that, I think we need to go and see you, since we'll be seeing everybody else at the rehearsal dinner. We need to actually go see, because I think she's actually going back to the hotel or something after the fact. So I believe she'll be in the same hotel because you booked at the same place. So I think I'll just follow with her for a bit. We'll hang out, chill, whatever, and then from there it'll be wedding day the next day, which will be good because then see, when I flew in on California, I remember flying California and I'm like flew in really early and I left really early, so I was dying. So it's good you're flying in later so you can kind of get used to the time difference, and then you get to pretty much pretty soon afterwards and all that. But yeah, exciting.
I'm excited to see you again, and just you're gonna get married.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, good luck on your editing and everything. And when I get the podcast thing going and figuring that out, we will have a proper thing here. Because this went from I'm bored, let's chat. Then I have to retitle it and re-thumb it and go live stream with BritSmash, because that's what it Andy, because it was ready to start out. I'm bored, let's chat.
Yeah.
We jumped in, we're talking for almost 3 hours. Goes on. So now I have to go back and change this to the live stream Brittany, and then put in the time start when you jump in so people can rewatch it and go,
yeah,
the reunion. It's been a while, but okay. Good luck on your editing. Kick
Have
ass.
a good night. Love you. I'll talk to you later.
Love you. Bye. That was fun, guys. That was great. That was fun. You should, definitely subscribe to BritSmash on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's been crazy. I definitely will not let them. No, I will not let them come and hijack it. That will not happen. What was that? Let's see here. I'm gonna put the link to the StreamYard thing in for a little bit here. Let's see. Here's the link to the live stream. I will let you on, but I will be very cautious of who I let on. So You guys on the chat, you guys will be able to access and come in. Obviously, I have the ability to let you in or not. So we can chat for a little bit if you guys want to. But there is the link if you guys want to jump in and chat a little bit. So we can actually talk and I can hear your thoughts. But just understand that not everybody might be able to get in to hang out for a little bit. Because there's a lot of, a lot of people that might want to jump in. But there it is. If he appears in the Arrowverse, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy. I mean, I theorized that they would tease Darkseid in Crisis and that didn't happen. So I wonder if Darkseid even knew what Anti-Monitor was doing. He probably was out there, though. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. How would you feel about the Reigns of Casper? That would not be good. Daniel. Oh, he was there and he's gone now. I just clicked on Daniel and he's gone. I clicked him and he's gone. I guess he accidentally disconnected. Yeah, I'm planning on watching Invincible hopefully Monday, maybe if I'm lucky. We'll see. That was fun talking to Brittany. That was cool. I didn't expect her to show up. Did they tease Darkseid Supergirl? Wait, did they? When did they tease him? When? Which of the three big bads is better? Thanos, Darkseid, or Apocalypse? Darkseid. Personally. Apocalypse. That's a good person to throw in the mix, Nathaniel. It's good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're really excited to do it. He must be because Daniel's gone. Daniel was here and then he just gone. I don't know what happened there. It was weird. Anti-life equation. Well, yeah, but that's not necessarily teasing Darkseid. That's just teasing the anti-life equation. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Daniel's back. Daniel, you ready to jump in here? What's up, Daniel?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Pretty good. You were here for a second, then you were gone. What happened?
Yeah, sorry. I logged out of the stream, but anyway, I'm here.
What's up, man? What's on your mind?
To be honest, what's on my mind is, how do I put this? I love The Flash. I think the show is great and all, but I'm honestly surprised that all these characters aren't just completely desensitized to all the bizarre shit that happens in Central City.
Are you referring to the Abracadabra where they realize he's building an anti-matter bomb and they're like, oh no, the whole city's gonna explode, and they're like not really reacting to it?
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, come on. If I were in that city, I'd just be like, it's just another day in Central City.
That's because I think that's how it is to them because they're just so used to the mayhem.
Oh, this is something that I've always wanted to get your thoughts on, but how would you feel if they had Red Death, they have it be some random actor, but they had Kevin Conroy be the voice of Red Death?
Would he also act as Red Death or just the voice when the suit's on?
I mean, just picture this. You tune into The Flash, Red Death shows up, you see the dark, the Flash costume, but you see him just, I don't know, with when Barry used to vibrate his vocal cords, you see that shit, but instead of hearing Barry, you hear, basically you can have Kevin Conroy play a full-on fucking supervillain.
I would think it would be awesome because I think the Batman voice would work. Like a version of the Batman voice would work as a villain, I think. It would be interesting because, he played an evil Batman in Crisis. So, it would make sense that he could do that. But I think that would be cool because he has the voice for it. He could do it.
This is just something that, I've enjoyed Supergirl this season, but I personally think that having Kara just trust Lena with her Supergirl half, with her Kara Danvers part, but not trusting her with the Supergirl part would have been a really interesting dynamic for the show.
Yeah, it would have, because I mean, what they've done so far is that it's a kind of a back and forth between
It's kind of a Batman Catwoman.
do they trust, do they not trust?
I mean, just like, what the like, just pick one.
Just pick it and stick with it. Are they going to dislike each other? Or do they like each other and trust each other?
I mean, because when I heard that Lex Luthor was coming on Superman Lois, by the way, I absolutely love the show. It's giving me like, me personally, it's giving me Man of Steel vibes in a good way.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Because when I heard that show, I was just like, okay, screw the alternate Earth Lex Luthor. Just put fucking John Cryer on him. Because I've got to say this on the air, and I know people are going to agree with me. If you didn't have him have the beard and just, it is literally just a full-on Lex Luthor without the beard.
Yeah. Yeah. I think John Cryer's Lex would probably tonally clash with what they're doing with Superman and Lois. Because he's comedic in a way, and Superman and Lois is trying not to do that as much, I've noticed.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on the Snyder Cut? No,
I mean, I loved it. I loved it. In my review, I was like freaking out, saying "Holy crap!" And then all my reaction parts were like, "This is so much better than what Justice League was."
Dude,
it's so crazy because literally there was so much that was cut out of the Snyder Cut for that theatrical run. It was so weird, and the context, like even scenes that was kept in the Justice League that was from Snyder, the context of it were in completely different, like completely used differently because Snyder had it built a certain way, and Joss Whedon's like, well, we got to do like this, this, and this, and no, this doesn't work that way.
Bro, this is a true story. I was watching the Justice Cut with my parents. I was losing my freaking mind every time that stupid family. I'm just like, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
It doesn't.
Because, dude, this is just something is what Warner Brothers needs to do is if they just had, like, I get they want to make their movies lighthearted, but this is just me as a DC fan. DC is not a light-hearted comic book shit.
It can be on certain characters, but like the storytelling leads it to more dark stuff.
I mean, like, to me, the only two light-hearted characters are either Superman and Wonder Woman. That's it. But if you just had, this is just what I would do. But if you took the fucking tone of like, I don't know, the Arrowverse, but made it just like, you know, just Arrowverse Titans and a little bit lighthearted but dark as fuck, I would love it. But to me, a thing that I've never understood about Warner Brothers is I'm like, guys, I know you want to make your movies lighthearted, but sometimes it's just like, if the shit doesn't make sense, like, because I've heard stuff that was on, that was in the original cut for Suicide Squad. I'm just like, what the like?
They just saw the reception of BVS and went, this is too much. We have to make it lighthearted.
I'm just like, okay, I'm going to ask you a question that I've always kind of wondered is, because I know you haven't watched, I will tell you this about, before you catch up on Superman and, Batgirl, Batwoman, whatever.
Yeah.
I will say that the one that they have in Batwoman is much more brutal.
Oh, Black Mask, you mean?
Oh yeah. Black Mask in the show. The one thing I will tell you is one of his thugs, he gets a fucking son, just yeets the guy. Like the son just splits a dude in half.
Jesus.
I'm just like,
well, what I have seen of Birds of Prey, I like Hugh McGregor as an actor. I just didn't like his portrayal as Black Mask. But then again, I didn't see all of it.
Yeah. So. I mean, because I thought Birds of Prey was, to be honest, I thought that movie was meh, but I'm just like, I wish they actually covered. The one problem I have with that movie is I'm like, so you having Harley Quinn break her on her own, but I quite frankly never understood, you know. I wish they actually explained the reason why she didn't why she broke up with the Joker. Like, hell,
Mm-hmm.
get a fucking stunt double to do his performance or something.
Yeah.
And a thing about I don't know about the Jared Leto Harley Quinn relationship is when I first saw that I was thinking to myself, okay, if this were the Heath Ledger Joker, he would have pushed her out of the fucking plane like 20 seconds.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, picture this. You have the look of Heath Ledger, but the voice of Mark Hamill, Joker.
Mm-hmm.
If they did that shit for Joker, hell, why didn't they? If they had the Joker that they had in the fucking Snyder Cut, I would have been better with that.
I feel like I think Warner Brothers is trying too hard to be like Marvel at times with their properties.
Yeah, I'm just heck. When I heard that Tim Drake was coming, I'm just like, what the okay? Like
They're throwing in too many new characters.
yeah.
Too many.
A thing about this is something that I've always wanted to say, but I absolutely never understood why they had to change Nightwing's origin. I've never understood that in Titans. Because I'm like, so let me get this shit straight. You're literally gonna call him Bluebird, which is another character. Literally Bluebird, but I'm like, you literally could just cast Brendan Ralph to be the Titans or Superman. Have Dick Grayson show up, talk to him, done. That's it.
I mean, that makes sense to me. I don't know. I feel like there's certain things they can't do, but then again, they have Superboy, and we know where that came from. We know his DNA came from Superman. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Okay, what was I gonna ask you? In your opinion, this is a really tough question. That what would what would you say is the worst movie of the previous DC animated movie continuity?
Oh, the New 52 stuff?
Yes.
I don't even know. I don't know what it...
For me personally, it would be Hush because I'm just like, I literally have the comic upstairs.
Yeah.
That I'm just like, when I saw I'm just like, okay, Damon in it makes sense. Bane being in it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It actually being the Riddler when it was actually Thomas, I'm just like, that scene just makes me laugh now. I'm sorry, but my absolute favorite scene of that movie is when Batman is just absolutely roasting the fuck out of Enigma.
Yeah. 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 I mean, yeah, I see where you're going with that because they changed the reveal of that. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think about that, but I mean, I've overall enjoyed those films. But yeah, so I actually have someone else I want to bring on. So is there any last thoughts you have before we go?
Okay, before I go, this is my last thoughts. Well, how do I put this? Okay, I'm gonna end this with the toughie.
Okay.
I thought about it. Is what do you think that the DCEU could no, I mean with their movies could do that what do you know? No, let me ask you this. What do you think that the DC universe, no, not DC universe, that Titans, what do you think that they would do to screw up Tim Drake's origin story?
I don't know because I'm wondering. I think they're probably just gonna introduce him as the new Robin. I feel like there might be a time jump, and they're probably gonna just kind of gloss over it because they have so many new things they're trying to do with the season. And it feels like
it's
Jason's
become a Batman show.
basically. Well, I mean, I feel like Jason's just going to be not Robin anymore. Like they're just going to kind of bypass that, and then they're just going to have Tim in the mix. But they might introduce Tim and him not being even a Robin yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
Hey,
Maybe.
I also thought I'd say is before I go, I thought I'd say this is I don't know if I've told you this, but I recently have finished watching Korra.
Nice.
All 3 or 4 seasons is, in my opinion, 1, 2, 3 are amazing. 4 was just, huh?
I liked 4, but I get it because they were trying to find a way to end it.
Well,
I
I
understand.
mean, also, I kind of thought, because the more you think about it, the villain for season 4 just showed up like in a photo at once, and then all of a sudden she was just the villain. Every other thing was like, oh my god! Like,
Yeah, I wish they would have done a better job of introducing her, but I liked her overall as a villain. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
just my thoughts.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by, man, and thank you for supporting the channel. And hopefully we can talk again soon.
Hey, I always enjoy talking to you, man.
Of course. Thank you for being here, man.
Oh, by the way, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yep.
What's up, Fake Jake?
What's up, Chainsaw?
What's up, man? You've been here for a while. Sorry the wait there. It's all good, but
no problem, man. No problem.
Are you in your garage?
So my Wi-Fi router is actually right in front of me. That's where I had the best connection.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So what's on your mind, sir? What's up?
Before I'd actually tuned in and started watching this, I was actually rewatching some of the past crossovers that they did, you know, like all the Arrowverse ones. And this is going to be a little bit of a hot take, but I would say Invasion is honestly in competition for my favorite, even though a lot of people look back on it now and they're like, I mean, compared to everything else, it's kind of small, but as was proved with Crisis, bigger doesn't mean better.
Okay, that is a good point, sir. That's a very good point. Invasion, I think, is kind of ignored at points, but it shouldn't be because it's the crossover. We have Supergirl officially introduced to everybody else, not just Flash. You have an alien invasion. You have Supergirl, who you thought would never cross over with the Arrowverse, is now fighting alongside Oliver Queen and all these characters. You also have it to where they bring forth the message that Barry had in the future, where the Legends discovered that message for he was, saying he screwed up the timeline because he went back and saved his mom and everything. So they tied all that stuff in. And it was the last crossover. Yeah, it was the last crossover with Thea, I think, too.
I think so, yeah. And they even had it tie further to where they celebrated Arrow's 100th episode in that crossover.
Yeah, and they brought back the original Laurel, kinda, in that little sequence there. They also had that amazing fight where all of them versus Oliver and Barry.
I love that so much. I don't know which fight I like more. It's either that or the fight that they have in the dream where it's them against all the Arrow villains.
Yeah, that
was a lot of good moments because like each one felt personal. Like you had John and the Ghost, and then Ray with the Mirakuru guys. It was all personal.
They found a way, and I kind of wish they would have had Manu Bennett as the Deathstrokes. That would have been cool. I wish, but at that time,
with Warner Brothers,
like they could use it, but they couldn't have. They couldn't have freaking.
This is what gets me even more mad about that. They had the whole thing to where they'll get confused if they see them appear in both movies and TV. Well, now you've brought the movie Flash onto TV, so you have no excuse anymore.
It was weird because from what I remember, Justice League theatrical had the movie aired like that Thursday night, and I think was Arrow airing Thursday nights back then. I can't remember if they did.
It was because you had missed one of your reactions to see it that day. Yeah,
they had Deathstroke in an episode of Arrow the same night. You can go watch Justice League.
Yeah, that was the one where he left.
It's so weird.
But I mean, that was some of the best Deathstroke we saw. Was the whole two-parter they had.
Where he like literally just like and I think that was like when it aired at 9:00 at night. So they had way more brutalness. Like he was stabbing guys through the chest. Oh, that was a good time.
I mean, now just imagine if he had gotten his own show and it was TVMA rated.
I mean, I remember back then, I even pushed for it too. Him getting his own show on the Arrowverse. That Deathstroke. Now people are pushing for Deathstroke on HBO Max with Joe Manganiello, which is like, all right, whatever.
I mean, even then, it was actually he was even one of the people who supported that, which I think actually says something. But no, they got to pick up Powerpuff Girls.
My only hope is that they actually have actual like legit costumes like Superman, because like if it's all under Warner Brothers, so you think they would get the same company to make suits for them.
You would think.
Not saying that they're going to do that, but I would hope so, because those outfits do not work in live action. They just look silly.
There are a lot of ones on the CW shows that just look bad.
Well, I mean, yeah, they've had some questionable looks for sure. But it's like now they're getting better looks. Like the Flash looks comic book accurate now. Just needs the gold boots.
Yeah, that.
But he's close. He's really close.
Even that's not even a major thing, because you barely see his feet, so it's not like it's a make or break thing for the costume. But it's at least way better than what they had in season 5. I hated that costume.
It got better when they added the chin strap and made slight tweaks. But like the chin strap maneuver was terrible. Like, but people are saying they did that because they were going to have Stephen Amell as in a version of that suit. So I don't know.
No, I feel bad for Grant Gustin, because throughout almost the entirety of his show, everyone around him has had a better costume than he has.
Yeah, Wally had a better suit. Even Reverse Flash in season 1 had a better suit. Zoom had a better suit. Savitar had a way more.
I mean, God, yeah.
I mean, they went from Savitar, who was just a guy in the comics, to having a full-blown metal, freaking suit.
Daddy
and then
likes the metal.
And it was him. It was a time remnant of himself that had a better suit than the original Barry.
And it's the thing, he looked horrible in the comics, but they made it to the show where he actually looked menacing.
That's the thing. People were like, how are they going to pull off Savitar? He looks kind of weird in the comics. They completely changed up the character, but still, it's like, I remember when they first introduced him in that episode 6, he was holding Barry up.
Yeah, like you couldn't see him, yeah.
God of speed. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Who is this dude? My God. Oh, so you're watching, what crossovers did you watch besides Invasion?
Well, I watched that one, Earth X and Elseworlds, like all back to back to back.
Okay.
And I admit I hadn't seen Elseworlds in a long time since this, up to this point. And it wasn't one that just kind of went over it, but you just know what it's leading up to. So it's like, okay, let's just get to this. But it didn't bring back a lot of hilarious moments. I love the callback of the whole running and catching an arrow thing. It makes me laugh every time.
Barry Oliver was so happy.
Barry Oliver. And I just found this out too. There was apparently some sort of deleted scene where Clark and Oliver are racing, apparently, just to get Oliver to use his powers better, and they cut that out.
Yeah, I mean, the visual effects are not done, which kind of makes it weird to watch, because you're like, when you're used to seeing Arrowverse scene, it's polished up to a certain point. But I was annoyed, because like it also makes you think too. I'm like, how much do they shoot for these shows, and especially the crossovers that don't make it to air? And because I remember there was a scene, and it was behind the scenes with Chrysler and Infinite Earths. They had Stephen Amell. He fell asleep on a bed.
Yeah.
And then Barry's like, Grant, he's like, oh, you did it. You did it. And it was funny because literally that scene never appears in the crossover. It's nowhere to be seen. There's no point where it's just them two in a room like that.
The closest thing you had was when they show up where it's Sarah and Dig looking at his body, and he's on the bed then. That's the closest they had. But Grant wasn't there.
But they never had Grant, and especially in that room they were in. It was never there. I mean, Elseworlds definitely was interesting because Earth X introduced, of course, Nazis in the sense, and we had Nazi versions of these characters. Big, gigantic fights each episode. And this one, it was like, well, how do you up that? Well, let's introduce the Monitor with the book that can rewrite reality.
Yep.
Okay. And then we introduced Batwoman.
And then Gotham City, and then a bunch of other different things.
Which was so cool. I even though, I have issues now with Ruby Rose because they could have just casted somebody else in the role back then and to avoid all this, but they didn't know.
Somebody who was more determined.
Yeah, because there was somebody who had actually auditioned who I actually tweeted about because they had posted it on Vimeo by accident, and it was still up. And even though I had no idea who she was, I think she would have done a pretty good job if they would have cast her. But I don't know.
I am excited to see how this new actress does, though. I will say that.
Oh, Wallace is like great.
It's just crazy how this was a fan cast someone came up with and it actually happened.
I don't know the artist personally, but I've talked to him briefly, and when he posted that soon after of Wallace Day in the suit or whatever, and it's like overlooking Gotham or whatever, and people are posting it like crazy saying Wallace Day for Batwoman. And it was funny because literally Wallace saw it, and then the showrunner Batwoman heard about it because she was getting tagged nonstop about it. It's funny. They're like, okay, well, you auditioned for Ryan, because I guess Ryan was open to anybody to play the role. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to bring Kate back. So Wallace, come on in.
I mean, it does help for when they do an original character like that. They can throw in anybody they want, write it however they want.
Yeah.
But,
well, it was rumored for a while that Ryan was going to be a non-white character. Yeah. So the fact that they were actually looking at anybody was interesting. That was surprising to hear that. But I'm excited to see what they do with Kate, because I'm hoping that she doesn't just leave. That's just me, though.
Yeah. And one thing that always kind of annoyed me, and I'd said this ever since the news got out that Ruby quit. Mm-hmm. There are other characters that you could bring in, for the Batwoman role. There are even other DC characters that have had the Batwoman mantle in the comics that you could bring in if you want to. Like, they could somehow write it to where, I don't know, Cassandra Cain is in there somehow. It's not a character they've introduced. They could throw her in if they wanted to.
Why not? They could have done that, but I guess they wanted to really start fresh, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I had seen that actress on, what was it? God Friended Me, I think. So I knew her from there. I'm like, okay, I'm just open to, I'll see where it is. And I admit I haven't watched Batwoman in like 3 weeks, so I'm a little behind.
I haven't seen past episode 4, so I don't know what's going on. Got no clue.
And honestly, I don't really care much. I'm not trying to be harsh, but gotcha. I just kind of lost interest. That was the same thing with Supergirl, too. I haven't started this new season
once
yet.
I heard Wallace, I'm like, okay, I got to catch up now, because I need to see what they're going to do with Kate. Because that was the whole big thing of the opening of season 2 is like, what happened to Kate? Well, now we're going to find out.
Yep.
No, they made you wait forever.
What would be funny too, and I've had a lot of people ask me about this. They'll say, like, how will they explain why she has a new face? And one of the biggest things that I think they could use it for is say that it's some delayed effect of the crisis change. Because and I've had a lot of people say it's like, oh, wait, no, it would have happened earlier. I'm like, no, because if you remember the whole thing in Flash last season where Wally came back, he was like, yo, Barry, what the hell did you do? That was way after Crisis happened. So
that's a point. It's like, Barry, what'd you do?
Like, I don't know. There's like 100 people that have said that at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Any final thoughts, sir? Because I have other people waiting.
Oh, no problem.
It was cool to talk to you. I think the first time we've actually talked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing I do actually want to send you, and I guess I'll go ahead and put this out here too. I know I'd actually sent you a DM about this.
Okay.
So the whole your whole thing with Zahn, Master Kythe, all those movies, it made me to start actually writing one myself.
Oh, nice.
And it's actually a Green Arrow inspired story. Like, it's an original thing. Like, it's using that title character, but it's essentially like its own multiversal thing where it's not connected to anything else.
Gotcha.
And you had actually wanted to see the script of that. It's nearing its conclusion, so I'll actually have that sent your way.
Awesome. That's cool. I can't wait to see it.
No problem.
Cool.
And just congrats on the wedding, man. I gotta say.
Thank you very much. Well, good luck on your script, and I can't wait to read it.
All right.
Peace. Rex, are you ready to come in? Yes. Hello, Rex.
Oh my God.
What's up, Rex?
Hey.
So what's on your mind, sir?
I have a couple things.
Okay.
Like Powerpuff Girls over the Green Arrow and Canaries. Like, are you serious? Like,
CW knows how to make their decisions.
Yeah.
Just makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Like,
and then we see those suits.
That's like so cheesy and cringy, and it's like so like terrible. Like,
yeah,
it looks like from a cartoon. Like,
and I think that's what they're going for, but it's not working.
No, it's not.
It doesn't work for live action, though.
No. Like, and oh my God, with DC and the Snyder Cut, like, they should continue that.
Oh yeah, they should definitely do more, because that film had so many open endings that there's still so much story to tell. Not even just talking about Justice League 2, but like a Batman Ben Affleck solo film, a Deathstroke solo film if they wanted to. People were even talking about they could do like a series based in the Nightmare stuff if they wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't
like
know.
how Joe Manganiello said that Deathstroke was like Batman's greatest challenge.
Oh yeah, in the script that he literally wipes the floor with Batman, and Batgirl has to come in to help.
Like,
I don't know.
I don't know what WB is doing.
Well, they're clearly not making the right decisions. Clearly,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
What else is on your mind, sir? Besides Powerpuff Girls and Snyder.
I'm excited about Young Justice season 4.
Oh, me too. The fact that we're actually it's crazy that we had a fight for season 3, and now we got a season 4
for so long.
Yeah, for years. I mean, I remember campaigning on Twitter back in 2016 for a season 3, like nonstop tweeting about it and I made 2 videos about it too, about how to help promote the cause for a season 3 of Young Justice.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. And then, like, they should bring back Earth Mightiest Heroes. I like the other cartoon, but that has such rich story and like such good potential. Like, they should bring it back.
Oh, I agree. They should, because I'm not finished with it. I have 2 more episodes to go, but I can't believe it's ending. Like, I just can't believe there's nothing after the season 2. It's like, really? Like, I had a guy who was a supervisor, and he wrote for like 15 or something episodes. He emailed me personally last year saying he loves that I'm watching the show for the first time, because he's like, it's glad that people are, discovering the show for the first time now, because it's on Disney Plus, and it's good that it's getting a second life essentially now.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah. And then you should watch Spectacular Spider-Man. That's a good show.
Is that the late 2000 show, I believe?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
People have recommended that a lot too, actually, yes. I think the next show after Avengers is going to be Wolverine and the X-Men. I think I'm going to do that.
That's a good show.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that next.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Any final thoughts, Rex?
Just the I'm excited for Avatar Studios.
Oh yes, me too.
Yeah.
Oh, are you more excited for a series or the movies that they're working on?
The movies and series.
Gotcha.
More excited for the series because Netflix. You might not know this, but like back in like 2011. They had an idea for an Avatar series about 2 twins. About 2 twins. They were the rulers of the Earth Kingdom, and they were both the avatars.
That's interesting.
And
that'd be really cool if they could do that.
Yeah, and Netflix turned them down.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
But hopefully they can do that now with Avatar Studios. That would be cool. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for it. We're supposed to be hearing announcements soon of what they're working on first. And then I think it's a movie, and we might even hear of a show announcement, because the fact that they announced it, Avatar Studios has probably been in the works for a while, but they waited to announce it. So my guess is they're already in the process of voicing, because I believe the actress who portrayed Korra said she has been working on something with Nickelodeon. That's something that's special. I'm thinking, are they doing another series or something with Korra in the mix? I don't know what that would be, though. I don't know.
Really?
It could be a Korra movie that's set place after her show, maybe. I don't know.
Cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
And then another thing, the actor that was in the original Avatar, the worst Avatar movie, the only that movie was so bad, it was like it's on I erased it from my mind.
I don't blame you. I hated watching it. My Logan maybe he was so happy that I was watching it.
But the kid who got Aang, it wasn't even a real audition. He just won a tournament.
Yeah, that's what Logan told me. He's like, yeah, this kid won an audition. Like he won the audition for the role because he won a competition for karate. And like, oh, okay, this kid can do it.
Like,
No,
are you serious?
that's how serious they took it back then. Which means no, it was not serious. They didn't care.
Yeah, and then I don't even know what's going to happen with the Netflix series. I think it's going to get scrapped.
I hope they scrap it.
Yeah.
I hope they do. Not heard anything of it. So, but yeah, thank you for stopping by, man. It was cool to talk to you, and thank you for supporting the channel, man.
On the wedding.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good wedding.
Emo Jackson?
Hello.
Hello, Emo Jackson. What's up?
Uh,
You're more like Bully McGuire, not Emo Jackson, but okay.
Say it again.
You're Bully McGuire.
But I just called the channel name Emo Jackson for the sake of it. I mean, I don't really know what to call it at the moment. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm a fan of your work. I like your channel.
Thank you. What's on your mind, sir?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you guys are talking about that I haven't seen. I mean, I still haven't seen the Snyder Cut, mainly because I'm currently watching the DCU films. I'm watching I finished Man of Steel, and I'm currently on to Batman v Superman. That movie's so long, and I've been busy with other things. I haven't been able to finish it, but I'll hopefully finish it tonight or tomorrow.
Are you watching the Ultimate Edition or just the regular?
Yeah, I wanted to watch both versions, but I'm just going to watch the Ultimate Edition for now. And then I'm going to watch both cuts of Justice League. That'd be very interesting to see the various cuts, because I didn't absolutely hate Justice League, but I thought it was so bland, forgettable. That it escaped my mind the next day. I at least thought about Batman v Superman weeks after I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, so you haven't seen the Snyder Cut. When you see it and you think back on what the theatrical cut is, you're gonna go, holy crap! Like the story-wise, it's kind of similar, but Zach had so much more detail and depth and character moments, like that. It's crazy how much was removed from that theatrical cut.
It seems like it. Removed. I know. I mean, 4 hours, that's like, you got to imagine how much has been incorporated, like 2 extra hours at least.
Yeah.
And not to mention the same scenes from the theatrical, but far extended. It's insane. But
it is. And the fact that, like, Cyborg was completely removed from the theatrical cut for the most part. I was so
disappointed at Cyborg's story. I thought Cyborg had some potential, but they did nothing with him.
He's the heart of the movie in the Snyder Cut. Like, he has so much depth. So...
Can't wait to check that out. But the only things I've seen that you guys are talking about at the moment is Supergirl and Superman Lois. I do have an interesting thing about Superman Lois I've been thinking about for a while, and that's the Captain Luthor storyline.
Okay.
For a while, we're meant to believe that that this version of Captain Luthor is supposed to be a different iteration of Lex Luthor, like a doppelganger from another Earth. But for a while, I've been kind of iffy on that. I've had this feeling that, because for starters, they haven't said his first name. They haven't called him Lex Luthor. The ship only refers to him as Captain Luthor.
Yeah.
So I've had this thought, because it's like, if he is clearly a version of Lex Luthor, they would have said it by now. So I've been thinking to myself, hang on a minute. I feel like there's something more going on here. And I have a theory that it's going to turn out that this dude isn't who we think he is. That he isn't a Lex. I've read a few different theories that he's actually a version of Alexander Luthor.
Yeah, that's the theory that's going around, because they haven't mentioned the name and the fact that it seems he's actually a good guy. But because he's actually going after Superman, because what we saw briefly with the black suit Superman from his Earth that wiped out all of his comrades around him and then killed off, of course, Lois's father, and finding out that, he was married to Lois on his Earth, that he actually is a good person.
I think he's gonna I think the way the Captain Luther storyline is going to go is probably the way Supergirl did Hank Henshaw in the first season. So you remember how they revealed this character. We thought he was Hank Henshaw for most of it, but it turned out he was Martian Manhunter. I think something like that's going to happen, and I think he's eventually going. We're going to see the good in him, and I think he's going to be more of an anti-hero. Somewhere around that line, I think he'll work with Superman and the other characters.
Yeah,
and I think even though Lois isn't married to him, I think he'll see that the good in Lois because she's basically the same. So I think he'll kind of be on their side. But a theory that I've read recently that I think is probably the best theory I've read, right? This guy's not even Luthor. Hear me out. The theory is that this guy, whoever he is, stole the ship from the real Luthor.
Okay. And so the ship thinks he's Luthor.
Yeah, it just refers to him as Luthor. And I've read a interesting theory from, I don't know which YouTube channel it is, but it did a breakdown on it saying that he thinks it's the character Perseus Hazard from the comics. Now, Perseus Hazard it only appeared in a few issues.
Yeah.
But he's in the comics, he had a lot of ties to General Lane. He worked with Project 7734, I think. And he looks exactly like Captain Luthor. And it would not surprise me if you look at the character Perseus Hazard, it could very well be him. And it would not shock me. And I think it would be a great twist. And another thing that I suspect is I know that doppelgangers look different and all, but the characters, remember in the last episode of Superman Lois when Luthor and Lois are talking to each other, she says Lex Luthor's the one worse person than Morgan Edge. And Luthor says, yeah, he has his secrets. Either he knows about Earth Prime Lex and he's just going along, or he's just not Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I mean, I like the theory of him being Alexander, or that he's actually not Luthor at all. I feel like that's probably what they're doing. Like they're giving you a thing of, oh, it's another Lex. Because here's the thing too, they've already confirmed via Arrowverse and Batwoman. Have you seen Batwoman or no?
I've watched the first 11 episodes. I've been meaning to catch up with that, but I haven't in a while.
So you saw it post-crisis. Did you see any post-crisis?
I have seen some post-crisis stuff. The last stuff was dealing with the other Beth.
Okay, that. Because they have said within the continuity of the Arrowverse, and all the other shows have to follow suit. If there are two versions of the same character that are on the same Earth, they can't coexist. One has to die. So, even though clearly he is not Lex Luthor from Supergirl as another Lex, if he's, I'm guessing that if he's a Lex Luthor from another Earth, even though it's another actor, they probably couldn't coexist. No, if they're the same character. So they're probably they're playing coy with it a little bit. Like, well, he's another Luthor. Okay, he's actually not Lex Luthor. And I think they're really setting him up to be an Alexander or something.
Because, and here's one more thing. Continue?
No, I was just saying, like, I just think that they're setting that up because of the fact that Superman on his Earth was clearly evil.
Yeah.
And he's just, and he hasn't done anything else, like, where he's, like, trying to kill anybody or anything. He's just trying to stop this Superman because he's like, I know what happens. Because I've already seen it happen on my Earth with Superman. It's going to happen here, too. He is afraid. Because I'm guessing that Superman on his Earth destroyed the Earth or something.
Oh, absolutely. He must have annihilated it, BVS style.
Oh, yeah.
But one more thing is the fact that is leading to me suspecting that this is the case is what Supergirl's doing with Lex Luthor. The fact that, did you see the last episode of Supergirl?
Episode 2? No.
Episode 2. Oh yeah. Okay. You've seen the first one.
Yes.
Okay. Episode 1.
Powers. He was anti-monitor Lex in that one.
I don't want to give much away, but like he's in episode 2, Lex Luthor, and he's going to be in more of it.
Okay.
What they're doing with him is interesting because they're still keeping him around, but the way they're going about it, I feel like what's going to happen with Lex Luthor, the storylines I've been hearing and what they're setting up, I think he's going to go to Metropolis, and I actually think that John Cryer is going to be in Superman Lois at some point.
Yeah, I think that may end up happening. Yeah. Any last thoughts? I have a number of people waiting to come in.
Not really. I just want to say thank you for inviting me.
No problem. Thanks for stopping by. It's cool to hear other people's thoughts, about these shows and stuff. It's really cool.
It is. It's a lot of fun talking to different people about various stuff like that and what they have to say, and it's just fun talking to them.
Awesome. Well, thank you for stopping by, sir. Thank you.
No worries, man. You take care.
You too. Nathaniel?
Oh, hey,
what's up, sir? Sorry, there's a number of people waiting. What's up, sir? What's on your mind?
Okay, I'll try not to talk a bit too loud.
Okay.
Can I mute here? Me first?
Can I mute you?
No, here.
Wait,
Can
what?
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Oh boy. First of all, I want to say I've been a fan of you since like 2015.
Thank you.
15, and now when we both have one thing in common, we both love Marvel, DC, and Star Wars and other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, what do you love about reacting?
I like that I'm able to share my thoughts on things. And even if not a lot of people watch them, it's fine because eventually people will watch them because I still have people who comment on my Arrow reactions from years ago. People still watch those videos, and it's just kind of fun to go back and look at my thoughts back then on stuff and just kind of like see the evolution of what they're doing. It's fun. It's really cool to kind of just, sit there and just talk about stuff I love and maybe stuff I don't like. I can rant, do whatever I want. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. It's work because you got to edit stuff, but it is what it is.
Right.
Right. It's part of it.
Excuse me. Right. And also, what do you think about Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor from Batman vs Superman?
He's definitely not traditional Lex, but I think it's because I think what they were trying to go with, even though they're saying he's Lex, I think what they've kind of said is his father was actually technically Lex. But they're going with his son because he's like, my father was a hard ass. And the way he's just talked about his father, that sounds like that's the Lex Luthor we should have gotten. But we're getting the son who kind of inherited all this, and he's doing his own thing with the money. That's my guess. It's definitely not what I expected. I was kind of hoping for like a Bryan Cranston, from Breaking Bad as Lex Luthor. That would have been awesome.
You know who I think would be a great Lex Luthor? Mark Strong.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, he was
Dr. Savannah from Shazam.
Yeah, it's a weird name, but yeah, he did a pretty good job with that. And of course he was Sinestro in Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, but I think like he looked like Sinestro. That's the thing, though. But yeah, he would have been great. I think he would have definitely done a pretty good job. I think. Yeah.
And though I definitely love Clancy Brown's Lex from Superman the Animated Series, and sorry, excuse me, I'm stuttering.
It's okay.
When he goes, oh, Superman, we had an understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And
what do you think of John Cryer's Lex? Do you like his Lex or no?
Oh yeah, when I first heard that Alan Harper from 2.5 Men would be playing Luthor, I was like, what the hell are they thinking?
Same here. I was like, what? Why?
I don't know. But he did play one Luthor, Lenny, in Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
For Peace, and Gene Hackman was a little over the top at the time. Guess who? Girlfriend Lex.
So weird.
And how are
Anything?
you? And
What
how
were
are
you
you? Sorry. And how are you and your fiance going?
We're good. She's sleeping like a baby right over here. We had a busy day. She did like a test run on her hair for the wedding, and it's been raining all day, so it's been nasty. But we went around and we went to Red Lobster for dinner for date night. Good stuff
Right.
there. And then we came home, watched one episode of Law and Order SVU, and she passed out.
Ooh.
So she's been sleeping since 10. It is now 2 a.m. So, and
Wow.
yeah, I probably should be asleep by now, but I'm not. But yeah, just like, we're good. We're good. We figured out cake stuff today, and wedding's less than a month away.
Nice. One more thing before I let you go.
Okay.
Imagine if they, in a Spider-Man film with Tom Holland Spider-Man, and they have both Venom and Carnage. Like Venom first they put Venom first for like over an hour, and then at the end of the film, Carnage. Then they do a two-parter. Like a two-parter would be about Cletus Cassidy becoming Carnage, because if they like put both Venom and Carnage in one film, it'll be a bit rushed. Don't you
Yeah,
think?
maybe because you got to have Venom be properly introduced with Eddie Brock, and then you have to have Carnage teased, and then you bring Carnage in a later. Yeah, that would make more sense than because it all in one. I mean, them having Carnage and Venom too is kind of, I don't know, feels kind of weird because it's like we're getting these two big villains of Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's nowhere near it.
Yeah, and we've got Alfred who played Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. What do you think of him coming back?
It's interesting. I feel like people have been theorizing it's the multiverse thing with Doctor Strange, so why he's there. So I think he's playing the same Doc Ock, or somehow, I don't know how that's going to work. Or maybe he's playing Doc Ock from the MCU. I don't know.
Especially with a very odd choice, Jamie Foxx. They're bringing back Jamie Foxx as
Apparently,
Electro.
he's going to look different. So I feel like
Joe,
he's another Electro. I think.
Joe, but what? But I don't get why they would bring him back, because his Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2 was not really that good.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like
I don't know.
they're probably just going to reboot the character kinda and just do something
Okay.
else.
Fair enough.
That's my thinking.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me, and great
No problem.
fan, and I'll always be a fan till the end. And congrats on your wedding, and have fun, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank you for stopping by, man. Hope to talk to you again soon. Thank you.
You're right. Peace out.
Peace. I don't want Team Chesco. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it, man. I don't need it.
What do you mean?
I don't need it in my life. I don't need
Hey,
it.
Ben,
I don't want to go to Blockbuster in the 90s.
you don't have a choice.
I'm stuck now. I'm with Team Chesco. I just love how you popped in.
Back.
When I saw you pop, I'm like, oh, there's Canada. And I looked at your name like, that's not Canada. It's 90s Canada.
Yeah. Oh, I should have had some 90s clothes for this.
You should have, because it would have been so much a better. You should have modified your room to make it like you're from the 90s.
90s, I would have had like the almost Cisco hair too.
There you go. What's up? What are you doing?
I just saw you here, and I thought I'd drop by, say hi, see how the world's treating you.
That's 2 a.m, and I'm still awake.
I was
And
a little surprised.
the fiance is gonna kill me when I wake her up. Let's go to bed, honey. It's after 2 o'clock. Well, I did a live stream with BritSmash for like almost over an hour, and then we got
How's she
people
doing?
jumping in here to talk. Oh, she's doing pretty good. She's been working a lot, and then she's editing like crazy right now. So
That's good.
she's like going
Yeah,
crazy
like
on
I
that.
mean, there's only like 1 or 2 shows I follow her for, so I haven't seen any content that she posts that I've watched her for lately. So I kind of just zoned out and not noticed.
Yeah, I noticed she stopped uploading, but she's been like busy doing like she's also a part of like some virtual shows they're doing, like virtual plays. She's a part of that they're doing virtually for people.
Yes.
So she's coming to the wedding next month, which is cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, just chilling. It's been a rainy, crappy day here, but then again,
cold here right now. Our overnight lows are like around freezing right now, which is a little odd even for April.
Jesus, let's see. Here it's right now it's 55. it's nothing. Then again, our weather is really good.
12, 14. That's okay. I could live with that weather. It's gonna warm up here next week, which is good because I've got a couple of sets to set up for next week already.
What sets are coming up?
Supergirl has a 3-day shoot downtown, so I'm really excited about that.
Is that normal? 3 days in a row?
No, it's not. It's 90% of shoots are one day. Like they, you know, come in, prep the day before, shoot one day, gone the next day. You know, 90% of the shoots are like that. So last week they had a 2-day shoot in Vancouver, and they've done very little shooting in Vancouver until just this month. So when we had that 2-day shoot, I was kind of finally like, oh, thank goodness I have some Supergirl content. Great. And now they're like piling right back on 3-day shoot coming up this week. And I'm just like, can you guys spread this out a little bit? Like,
what are they all shooting in the same location or different locations down there?
More or less the same location. They're using an alley for 2 days, and they're shooting in front of a building just around the corner from the alley on the final day. So it's more or less in the same area, but the building in front of beside the alley could be a different location. Like, you know, the alley is an alley scene, and then the location could be like, you know, different part of National City, right? But
gotcha.
It is weird because I have not seen now The Flash or Batwoman. I mean, okay, Batwoman's been around. I just keep missing it, but I haven't seen The Flash downtown in a while, and I'm getting impatient, and I just keep getting the same thing used to happen earlier in the season. I would get like 5 Batwoman locations in a row. And then it would be like 3 Flash locations in a row. And then now it's Supergirl. And I'm kind of like, can't you guys scatter them in between a little bit?
So I can just jump around and do whatever.
Yeah. Like,
sure you don't want to do some Riverdale locations?
I have not gone to a Riverdale set since season 2, I think. Like
gotcha.
they've been in town a few times, but I never had much luck with them. Like their traffic doesn't come to me. So I just stopped trying, you know. The superhero shows have done well, so I stick with them, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah, I need to catch up on Batwoman. I'm so far behind on that. It is what it is.
A lot of people are. I mean, when they say they're behind, what they're really kind of saying is like it's a chore to watch. You know,
I wouldn't say it's a chore. I just felt like, I don't know, I wasn't like all invested in like I would be on like The Flash. Like I'm like each week I'm like I gotta watch it live. I gotta see what's going on. But when they announced Wallace Day as Kate, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, well, you were cheerleading for that pretty hard. So
I was, and a lot of people were as well. And the fact that
I remember being when they were talking about potentially casting her. I'm like, I know. I think I even said it right to you. I'm like, there's no way they're casting her because I was 100% convinced when they finally get to dealing with Kate, it's going to be a 1-episode thing. I bet you the person doesn't even do 3 minutes of content on screen and gone. They're not going to bring in a named person to do that role. They're going to get a local actress. You know, it'll be their break, and they'll be off screen. They'll do 1 to 2 days of work. They're not going to fly someone in 2 weeks of quarantine just to do that. So I never 101% was sure we were never getting someone like a Wallace Day in that role. And obviously they have different plans for how they're doing it. They literally have an entire like back half of the season arc that she's going to have. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you're going to ruin your show that way, okay, I guess you're going to bring in, you know, a name to play the role. Like I would love to know what's going in the thought process of the showrunner. Like Javicia Leslie's kind of a guest star on her own show.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Half the season she spent sidelining to Rachel Scarston, and now the other half's going to be to Wallace Day.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that she's literally, like you said, it's more about Alice and less about Ryan. And what I've missed. Well, I mean, look, if that's the case, why didn't you just recast Kate?
Yeah, and early on, I was okay with this new character. I was like, you know what? I liked season 1. I thought season 1 was well, and I'm like, you know what? The showrunners convinced me that they can do something good. I will give them a chance to show me in season 2. Now, I still like season 2. I'm one of the few people that probably will still defend it, but I am aware there is a lot of flaws in this show right now, and they are that they're like, we have a problem. You know how we're going to solve this problem? Create a new problem. We now have this new problem. Well, let's get out of that problem by creating a different new problem. Like, they just keep piling on problem after problem, and I don't understand it anymore. I want to love the show, but I only like the show because they just keep giving all the haters, especially, they give them so much ammo to work with, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's still people that still make hate videos on Batwoman, and it's like, I know you guys don't watch the show. You get the cliff notes of the episodes and then make a video on it. Yeah. Like, you can just tell by some of them, like, they're the way they word certain things, like, yeah, you didn't watch the episode.
I couldn't imagine someone sincerely watching it just if they hate it. Like, I couldn't imagine someone actually wanting to watch content just to make a hate video. That I wouldn't.
Yeah, there was a guy I came across. He's never shown his face. People claim he looks like this or this or whatever. He's never shown his face, and all he does is rant videos. Yeah. During season 1 with Ruby Rose, he literally would make a video each week on a Batwoman episode, and he would spend 10, 12 minutes ranting, and people would tune in and be like, this is the best stuff ever. And it's like, but literally he's watching a show he hates, though. Like, why is this, like, why is he doing that to himself? Wouldn't he want to watch something
I know I couldn't. Like, there's a lot of shows I love that I just can't find the time for. I am behind a couple of seasons on a couple of my favorite shows because I just behind, and it's a chore to get caught up. And I don't understand someone that would sit there and willingly watch a show that they do not like weekend. Like, it'd be one thing to power through it in a binge watch. At least you've done it in a week and you're done. Yeah. You don't have to think about it for a year. I wouldn't understand it still, but I could understand it slightly more. But to tune in week after week to do it, I don't. Like, you're torturing yourself for 9 months.
It's probably just it's content. People click on it.
And I understand. I guess some people, they'll do whatever they'll do for the extra $1, right? You know.
Basically, that's kind of what it feels like. You know, it's like, are you happy with yourself doing this each week? And I guess it's they justify it somehow. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just really weird.
They want the money, you know, and that, you know, it is what it is. Like, I've got a couple of friends exactly like that. We have very different ideas on how to run our businesses. They're just like, I see $1 here, I'm going to go make that. And I'm kind of like, yeah, sure, there's $1 there, but I just mentally, it's going to drain me to make that $1. And I'd rather just have that free time than have another $1, you know?
It's not even worth it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know, I'll let you catch up to whoever else you got here in the chat. Just wanted to drop in and say hi.
No problem. You know, it's cool. It's cool to chat with you, man. It's been a while. It's been a bit. Mostly we just like respond to each other on Twitter or something. Whenever something says something or whatever, you praise Bebo or whatever nonsense.
I went back and forth about 5 or 6 times before I chose my name today. And I was like, Bebo. I couldn't think of something clever to go put with Bebo. And I'm like, well, Team Chesco. Yeah. And then I bounced back and forth between those names a couple of times.
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, I'll let you get back to doing what you're doing. And probably end the stream soon. My God, it's so late. It's so damn late.
It's late for me. I just realized while I was talking to you, I'm talking at 11:15 here. And I usually don't talk after 10 because I live in a small apartment, right? So I didn't know the people next door up. I didn't even realize that until I just thought of it now. So yeah, I'm gonna
all right, man.
Over here too. All right, take care.
Well, good luck on your shoots and all that, and hope to see some good photos because you always get the
talk to you in the future.
All right, peace out, man. Bye. All right. Charles, are you there? Charles, your mic is muted. Hello?
Hey, hello, man.
What's up, Charles? What's up?
How's it going?
It's late.
We finally meet, man.
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
It is.
2 in the morning.
I need to go to sleep when I'm here. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool you're here, man. What's up?
Nothing really. I just wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to see you face to face.
Of course.
I mean,
we talked quite a bit on Discord.
Yes, I said this before. I mean, to me, it's always been truly inspiring to see people like you working on personal projects, no? Like the Star Wars projects you are working on. It's really inspiring to me. And well, I don't really have like a topic. I just wanted to take the opportunity to say hello. But the other day, I mean, I was reading an article online. I don't even know if it is something that should be talked about, but I mean, maybe there's something on the background of this news that needs to be talked about. And the article was about the Snyderverse setting like bad precedents, right? Like before the Snyder Cut was released, we obviously saw all these things like actors getting backlashed and receiving threats and all the stuff, right? But to me, it's always been like a fight to see what we fans want and expect the studio, Warner to do, right? So it's not like the 100% of fans population like threatening the actors or the directors. It's like just a very small segment of people without understanding of boundaries. So I don't know. I mean, I read this article and I was like about to send you the link to see if it was of any interest to you. But it said that at the end, the product was good, right? The movie was great. At least that's what most people say.
Yeah, the movie was great. I think what the reference to is the fact that there is a small portion of the movement of the Snyder Cut and now the Restore the Snyderverse who are very toxic. I mean, they're being pointed out left and right about their comments. I think the thing is, though, is that sometimes the people who write these articles are trying to diminish the entirety of the fandom that was pushing for it by saying, well, they're all like this, when that's not the case at all. Because a lot of these fans are fans of just DC in general. They're also fans of Marvel. Like, they're not just to the point where it's either Snyder or nothing. And there's always going to be people like that in all fandoms. It's not just the Snyder Cut movement that has these people that are like this. There's Marvel fans that are very toxic towards anything that's not Marvel MCU. It is what it is. But I think they focus on the Snyder stuff because literally these fans pushed and got a film greenlit officially to be finished and released based on them basically, as they say, harassing, other people and stuff when some did. But saying they all did is just ridiculous. And it kind of diminishes what they were trying to do. They raise a lot of money for suicide prevention and awareness, of course, of Zach's daughter. So that's a big thing too. But yeah, I get their point because you do need to call out the people that are being toxic and are doing horrible things. But to say that, they're all lumped into the same thing, that's ridiculous. Because I pushed for it. I didn't go tweet at people or like bombard and attack other people for saying other things. Like, no, because I have a life. I have things to do. Like, I'm not going to spend my time attacking people who don't agree with me or something. That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? I don't get it.
Yeah, and we saw it recently with Godzilla versus Kong. All these people trying to boycott the film just to make Warner Bros. pay attention to the movement, which is terrible. It's terrible. And actually, with Godzilla versus Kong ended up being a pretty cool film. It was a good movie, I think, that didn't deserve that type of treatment, right? So anyway, that's like the only thing I thought relevant sharing with you. The only thing I wanted to do was to say hi and to finally see you face to face, man. Big fan of yours and your channel.
It was cool. It was cool to talk to you, man. You know, it was really cool. And hopefully I can do more of these where we can talk to more people. And so hopefully you can come back and we can chat some more, you know, on whatever.
All right. Would be happy to.
Awesome.
It's always nice meeting your heroes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Thanks. Thank you. I'm gonna go put on my Batman suit. I'm gonna go fight crime later.
No, I mean, it's always hard finding people online that share your same likes and dislikes. And actually, you're one of the few people on YouTube that I actually do agree with most of the time. I mean, there are many topics that we actually share regarding comics and movies and music.
Yeah.
Metallica. And so it's really hard for me to find people who actually share my preferences. So I have been a fan of yours for a couple of years. So it's nice to finally talk to you. So thank you, man. And
it was great talking to you too, man. Yeah. All right. Peace out.
Take care.
Undead, what is up?
What is up?
What's up? What's going on?
Nothing much. Okay, first I need to say something about DCEU Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Of course, he's not Lex Luthor. He is played by Jesse Eisenberg, someone who's too young for the role. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jesse Eisenberg is a good actor. I used to watch Rio a lot when I was a kid. I watched Rio. That's a good movie.
It is.
Hashtag Rip Blue Sky Studios.
Yeah, I heard, yeah, that came out. Did they close down yesterday? Friday?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, and that's pretty messed up. They shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Plus, they were in the middle of working on a film called Pneumonia based off a webcomic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Unfortunate.
Anyway. So, here's something I need to say about Godzilla vs. Kong.
Okay.
First of all, they did Mechagodzilla justice.
Okay. Yeah, I wish they would have maybe done more with him before he was revealed and beat the crap out of both of them. But yeah, I mean, like they really made him really powerful. I'll give you that. He was really strong. Like
and
Jesus.
The film feels more like a King Kong movie than a Godzilla versus King Kong movie, than an Avengers style of film from the MonsterVerse.
Yeah, it felt like maybe like 2/3 is a King Kong sequel to Kong Skull Island, and then the 1/3 is the fights along with Mechagodzilla. Like it was more of like following Kong's journey, essentially, and his run-ins to Godzilla along the way.
And so, also one more thing I want to say about Godzilla vs. Kong. Where were the Titans at? I mean, I know the opening credits said they must have been dead, but
I think some are dead, but people are theorizing it was budget, why they didn't have more Titans. And I also think too, there's rumors that they had a post-credit scene that was cut.
Yeah.
And essentially, I think, don't know why if this is true, but I think there was a rumor that, or I think that the rights that Legendary has for the characters are up after this movie. And so maybe they didn't want to kind of leave too much of an open-ended thing because who knows if they're going to make another one. I think they might because it's a huge success on HBO Max. They're earning a lot of money in the pandemic era at the box office. I mean, it's the biggest movie in the box office since the closing of the theaters last year. So I feel like they're going to, because if there was no pandemic, I think this movie would be making so much more money. But it's making a lot of money now with the pandemic.
And we barely even know the designs of most of the Titans, or maybe we're not supposed to know the designs.
Yeah, because I mean, there's certain characters that, you know, they can still introduce that we've not seen yet, that we know are out there somewhere in some sort of capacity.
If there's one character I don't want to see, that's the Kraken, because I'm afraid of octopuses and squids.
I hear you. Yeah, yeah. For me, I mean, it'd be Destroya. That'd be kind of interesting to see Destroya.
Yeah.
King Caesar. No, I probably wouldn't do King Caesar.
Also,
there's some characters that I don't think will work. I don't think and that King Caesar would not work for Legendary's version of what they're doing.
Also, I just watched Mortal Kombat Annihilation on HBO Max, and it was awful.
The original, of course, is very nostalgic, and like one of those movies where it's so stupid, but it's so fun. But that Annihilation is just terrible. It's there's no redeeming quality, at least to me, in that.
It's like they introduce a character and then they're like, "Okay, bye, we're dead now."
And they literally, I think they recast Johnny Cage just to die in 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's stupid. They bring Raiden back, but not him.
Not Raiden, the guy that's in Black Lightning right now. That one guy, I forget his name. Yeah, the same guy. Yeah, he played Lord Raiden in Annihilation. That guy is in Black Lightning. He's the guy who helped Jefferson.
I haven't seen most of Black Lightning yet, but
he was in the pilot. He's in the first episode. So if you saw any of it,
I've seen the pilot, but
yeah.
as
soon as I saw him and heard the voice, I'm like, oh, that's Raiden from Annihilation. Oops.
Yeah.
Awkward. But yeah, I mean, good on you for watching Annihilation. I mean, that's not an easy watch. No.
Yeah. If you hear me, I'm eating frozen grapes right now.
No, it's all good. I hope that Mortal Kombat that comes out, of course, this month is good.
Oh, it's going to be good. Just ignore Cole Young and focus on the rest of the characters.
Cole Young. Oh, is that the new character?
Yeah, Cole Young.
Lewis Tan?
There was a plot leak that said a character named Cole Turner, but that must have been an early draft of the script.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm wondering who his character is. Like, if he's somebody and they're kind of hiding it, who he is. Or they're using him as an unknown character that is tying into all this to kind of explain. Because a lot of that, because the early Mortal Kombat, they didn't have a story. It was just fighting. And then the later incarnations, they finally gave it a story and kind of built story out of these characters. But before, there was no story. It's just fighting. So it sounds like they're trying to do a version of what the Mortal Kombat movie did in the 90s and what they've kind of done when they did a reboot of Mortal Kombat, when they did Mortal Kombat 9, when they rebooted everything. So it seems like they're doing that again, but they have an unknown as the lead to kind of tie it all in, which I guess makes sense because you don't want... because they've already done versions of this before with main characters, and I guess you can't make Sub-Zero or Scorpion main characters because they're not main characters now in the sense of like a story point. They're a part of the story, but they're not the main focus.
Also, they seem to be screwing up my boy Reptile in this movie.
Oh, I think they show him dying, I think. And I'm surprised they're doing Goro. In this thing.
Well, what I mean is his design, is Reptile's design. Like, I do not like his design.
Yeah, it looked kind of... Is he in the trailer? I think he's in the trailer.
In the trailer.
Yeah,
I made a joke saying that that's not Reptile, that's a furry.
It could be. I don't know. I'm curious what characters are all in this, because I bet they're hiding people.
I mean, Cabal is in this. Reiko is in this.
I think they're hiding other characters, though. There might be like teases at the end of the movie, teasing characters that we haven't seen yet. I think.
Who knows? Maybe the post-credit scene, they might hint at Johnny Cage. Who knows? They might already got an actor.
They might have. I kind of wish they would have hidden Goro, unless Goro doesn't have any big presence in this movie, and they're kind of waiting for the next one. Because I mean, I saw when he popped up in the trailer, I'm like, oh, Goro! I had no idea he was in the movie, and now I know. It's like, oh, okay. That would have been cool if they would have just hid that. But
anyway, one last thing I want to get off my chest. So, if you could kill off all the characters except for one in the Suicide Squad, who would it be? Well, what I'm trying to say is you can have only one character to live in the Suicide Squad. Who would it be and why?
So the new Suicide Squad movie coming out?
Yes.
I probably would. Well, I feel the answer is either King Shark or Harley Quinn.
That's the same thing on my mind.
Canadagraph said the same thing. Canadagraph said King Shark. Of course, King Shark.
Not to mention, he's played by Sylvester Stallone in this.
And that was such a stupid line, but it was so good the way he said it.
I think they're trying to make King Shark. Am I allowed to say this? Retarded?
Probably not the. I think that word you can't use that word anymore. They're making him
dumb.
Kinda. Yeah, that's a better way to say it.
I mean,
I don't know because we haven't heard him. He has only said one word, hand, and before he goes yum yum, and he grabs that guy and starts eating him. So we don't. I feel like he's not gonna have a lot of range. He reminds me. He might remind us of an R-rated version of Groot. He has a few words he can say, and that's it. Which I'm fine with, because if you look at the Harley Quinn animated show, I've only seen the first 6 episodes, but King Shark's in those first few episodes, and he's very funny, but he speaks a lot, and I like how this King Shark looks like him, but he doesn't. But this King Shark is not like talking like crazy and stuff. He's just kind of chilling, eating whatever. And then the one time he says a word besides yum yum for food, eating a guy, he goes hand. Just like,
I mean, the character I thought was going to be dumb was Weasel, because he looks dumb.
Yeah, I feel that's James Gunn. That's James Gunn once again just doing.
I made a joke on the DC before I was banned. I'm not telling you why I was banned.
Okay.
But I made a joke saying Weasel looks like a crackhead.
I mean, Weasel looks a little crazy.
All right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It was nice talking to you. Have a good night,
awesome.
And I'm gonna go to bed. It's 12:31 where I live.
It's 2:31. But thanks for stopping by, and hopefully we can talk again soon. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully we can talk again soon. Bye.
Bye. Last one of the night, Win 18. Are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You are the last person on the stream. What's on your mind?
Well, first of all, man, congrats on your wedding.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And second of all, man, love your dedication, man. I heard when you were talking to Canadagraphs that it's like 2 a.m. over there.
It's 2:31 now. It is early. It is so
well,
late.
Over here, it's 11 a.m. I'm from Asia, Pakistan. Awesome. So yeah, I've been your fan for since I started watching the Arrowverse shows. Awesome. I think what I love about you, and not just you, Blind Wave, Akasan, and your friend Liam, who also does reactions. Mm-hmm. Liam Chatterson. Is that his name? Yeah. What I love about you is that you're not one of those hardcore comic book fans that just rant and rant. You.
What happened? Are you there?
Yeah. I'm there. My internet is really slow in this morning. I'm here. So what I love about you guys that you just don't rant and rant. You give great theories. You're very open, and I saw your stream with Andy, and I definitely agreed with most of you. I just want to discuss that Arrow is over. We can look back. There've been mistakes. I 100% agree with you regarding Laurel. She wasn't my favorite character, but I saw your video and I agree. I mean, what Mark said that her story was done, that was really stupid. Because what you did, because here's the thing, here's what's funny. What you did with Earth 2 Laurel, you could have done that with Earth 1 Laurel. You could have basically, at the end of season 4, you would have, said that, okay, she's going for a better job. Mm-hmm. And then you introduce her as a villain. And then you get excited, whoa, what happened to Laurel? And then you can say that, oh, maybe she was brainwashed. And, by Talia and Prometheus. And then you have this save Laurel, storyline. Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, Katie Cassidy, she's just A+ when she plays the villain. And that's why I think that could have been Earth 1 Laurel. You have her as a villain, and then season 6, season 7, you have a redemption. Simple as that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense for him to say that her story is done. I mean, there's so much you can do. You could also have done her, because she's a DA, and at the same time she's a vigilante. So why not just bounce off a storyline where she has to, do both jobs and how she does it?
Yeah. I remember when all that went down because he was answering questions about Crisis, and then people were asking other questions.
Yeah. Let's not go detail. I mean, I know you're gonna get upset, and I was upset.
No, I mean, my thing is that I like your theory about what they could have done with her, and I mean that whole thing with the whole situation was just pretty insane about how he just blatantly, like you said, stupidly said, "Hey, your story was just done." There's so many comic book storylines, and I've always been of the mindset that anything that comes out DC Marvel related is going to be an adaptation of a storyline.
Exactly.
It's not going to be the comics, and that's fine.
Yes, that's fine.
But they really just they butchered that whole thing. They really did.
And what's even more funny, he introduced Dinah, which in my opinion was even a worse character. That's just my opinion. Like season 6, I was so pissed off. Like it gave me season 4 vibes. With the whole. Yeah, it did. I mean, her going crazy, blaming everything on, the whole OTA versus the newbies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even the reactors when I watched them, they were so pissed off at the new team, and it was bad. Now I just want to now since Arrow is over and Flash is, I think, season 7. We can look back and see what other mistakes they could have rectified. I think for me the biggest mistake was the changing of the showrunners. Because here's the thing: when Arrowverse was my first shows that I watched, because I wasn't much of a TV show watcher. I usually watched movies. So after watching Arrow and The Flash and Legends, I have binge watched other shows like The Walking Dead, Lost, The Expanse, Fringe. Have you seen The Expanse?
I've heard it's really good. I haven't. I do have Amazon. I need to watch it though. I do.
Oh, you'll watch it. You're gonna. I'll just say that you're gonna be so excited, especially in season 3. That season, you're gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
When I was watching the shows, yes, they had their bad episodes or bad seasons or boring seasons. But one thing I noticed that they maintained the same team, same showrunners. If you look at Arrow, season 1 and season 2 peak, season 3, season 4 going down. What was the major change? Andrew Kreisberg left.
Well, yes, at that time he had left to move on to, I think, Flash.
Flash, yeah, exactly.
And then he moved on that from the Supergirl, and then
exactly, and same what happened with the Flash. Season 1, season 2 peak going up, and then when Todd Helbing started taking over, it went down, and now with Eric, it's once again a bit going up again.
Yeah, I think Eric's doing a pretty good job rejuvenating the show. It's weird because Todd is now show running Superman and Lois, and he's doing a great job at that, I think.
Well, I think Eric's Reloaded, he made a good point that it's his show. He's doing it from scratch, from start. So he has a vision. Because with The Flash, he actually took over after Andrew Kreisberg had led the show. And of course, Mark Guggenheim, I think Pagey said it best that he's an okay writer, but he's not a good showrunner.
Yeah, Mark makes, even with Wendy Miracle as his co-showrunner.
Why did you mention her name?
Well, because they both are co-show running it at a point. And the thing is, they will never admit it, but they definitely tailored towar's the shippers.
Exactly. I mean, Wendy Miracle, she's not a good showrunner. I mean, she basically turned Arrow into a soap opera. And when she was doing that, Beth Schwartz, when she took over, I think she did a very good job. Like the Prison Break storyline was great. I actually love that she, put Ertu, Laura, and Felicity together.
Yeah,
I really like their scenes together, and it's been a long since I had seen 2 female, cast members, doing well and supporting each other. And I think if she was there in season 4 and season 3, I think it would have been a bit more different. In my opinion.
Thank you, Canada, the Olicity Files.
Yeah, that's what Wendy Miracle wanted. And I'm not a Felicity hater. I like Felicity. I like OT, Oliver Diggin, Felicity. But yeah, season 4, I was ready to give up on Arrow. But I saw the fans, and of course, you guys, your reaction videos, they were a treat to watch. So I wasn't going to give up on them. So I watched season 5 premiere. I remember your reaction video and Blind Wade's video, and I was like, "Oh, these guys enjoyed it. Okay, I think I better give it a chance." And thank God I gave it a chance.
I was very skeptical about the season 5 premiere because I'm like,
yeah.
So I actually reacted to the season 4 finale. I never.
Oh yeah. I mean, I when I first started. Oh yeah, of course, those videos. Oh my God, people who reacted. I mean, it's not just. I mean, it was really bad. It was really bad. Season 4. I mean, overall, it was bad. I mean, there was so many things wrong with it. But again, I think that is one of the main problems. Like the showrunners, I think you have to be consistent. Like with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., yes, they had their bad seasons, but most of the time, their showrunners, they are only 3 people. And they've from start to finish. Same with other shows. Yes. And another thing I've noticed is I think 22 episodes per season, I think it's too much. What do you think? I think shouldn't it be 16 or 13 episodes? I think that is also very much.
See, I think that maybe that's the better decision because I mean, did you watch Stargirl? Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I watched the first episode, but then because of my personal issues, I had to drop whole Arrowverse. I had to just focus on my job, and
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was good. It was good. But I think here's the thing: I knew it would be good when I saw the episode list because I knew that short episodes it's gonna go well because it makes a hell of a difference. 22 episodes, 16 episodes. The filler episodes can be removed. That's the main thing.
Yeah, most filler they don't do anything for the story, and like
Stargirl
it was 13 episodes. I think it did a really good job at handling 13 episodes. Nothing felt like a filler. And Flash has I think 18 episodes this season, like a shorter season, even though the first 3 were just ending the season 6 storyline.
Yeah, season 6 storyline.
So I think they probably would be more beneficial for 13 to 15. I think it'd be more beneficial for story if they knew ahead of time this is the amount you get, plan it out. Because I feel like with 22 or 23, they don't have it all planned out. They probably know we're starting here, we're going to end here. They don't know any of the middle ground.
Exactly.
So they come up with it as they go. Yeah.
Yeah.
18. Yeah.
I mean, this is I think for me, in my opinion, this is what really made the Arrowverse really inconsistent. Is with the word I'll use. Like they've had good seasons. Arrow has had one of the worst seasons ever. Flash has had bad season where season 4, the season 4 curse, as they say.
Yeah, and then they redeem themselves with Cicada. No.
Oh my God. Cicada runs away. Cicada runs away.
Gracie, let's do this. Gracie.
Yeah, and of course the whole Nora thing, I mean, that really irritated me as well. Like, I mean, the amount of time she was spending in the present day, I was like, this is not going to go well. She has to get erased.
Yeah, and she did.
And she did. And I'm sorry. I mean, I know the West Allen fans, I was online and they attacked me. But I said, sorry, I did not feel bad. I'm sorry. This was going to happen. Like, you kept bringing her into the present storyline with this whole stupid cicada stuff. She was going to get erased.
I mean, yeah, she literally, she was in the current timeline too much to not be erased.
Yeah, exactly.
Too much change. When she helped Barry stop the satellite in season 4, when you see the fist, when the time reverses back, and then at that point, she completely altered everything. She moved up Crisis. So, good job, Nora.
Yeah, good job. So, anyways, that's just wanted to chat. I mean, I really wanted to chat. You've done some live videos before, but because of the time difference, I could not get in. So thanks, man. Thanks for inviting me. Once again, have a great wedding. Have a safe wedding, with the virus and all. Yeah. And just, have fun, man. Continue, posting videos and have a good sleep.
I sure will. Thank you very much for supporting. Thank you.
No, thank you. Okay, bye, man. Bye.
Well, there you have it. We are almost at 4 hours. Thank you guys so much for supporting and hanging out. Thank you to Brittany for stopping by. I'm definitely going to retitle this and everything. And we'll go to bed. Slate of shit. Oh well. But thank you guys for hanging out for a little bit. And if you're still here watching live, thank you so much. If you're watching this on a replay, thanks for sticking all the way through. But yeah, we are done. I'm going to go now. I'm going to sleep. Thank you to everybody who hopped on and chatted. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It was cool to kind of talk with you guys. Haven't done that in a while. But anyways, I'm going to go get some sleep. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out. 3 hours and 40 plus minutes. God damn it.